Lopsky and Hampus battling it back out, 2v5. You know, even right here, 2v2, you think that Anonymous has the initiative considering they know where both players are, but Snack's not able to connect on this last part of the spray. Hampus locks it down, and Nip kept alive for another OT.
Yeah, round 34, excuse me. And yeah, did keep them alive temporarily. But as the dust settles on this match, I really want to get your guys' overall impressions. We did talk about Anonymous' performance in the close qualifiers. Sure, they lost to Complexity. Sure, they lost to Mouse Sports. But they beat Dignitas. They beat ENCE. So showing that they can at least hang with the mid-table of European teams. And now, with some more practice, after some time passed, they're in the boot camp. And they come out. Now, does this say better things about Anonymous moving forward at this RMR? Or is this more of a cause for concern for NIP? I'm curious to get your take.
It's both. It's both for sure. NIP should have probably won this game. There were moments where they did not capitalize on their position. They let players like Minio win big clutches in situations where they really just should be snuffed out. But Anonymous have been grinding. I mean, the way that Innocent talked to Freya in his confidence in terms of 120 hours past 2 weeks, those kind of things always make me second guess it, that the form of a team can be more important than, you know, just the experience of the players.
Absolutely. I mean, they look like a roster that have been on the grind for sure. They've clearly shown us some depth here. And, you know, NIP for us was a big question mark. Map pool. Are they going to be like totally refined and a well-oiled machine on every map that we're going to see in this series? And, you know, we hung question marks over both Mirage and Nuke to some extent. Well, maybe it was for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, you guys called it. You said that this looked like a very good veto for Anonymous, given the circumstances. Although, who could have known what was going to be coming out of NIP? Nobody had any tape on them. Now we have a little bit, and it went from very close in the last two maps to extremely dominant on Overpass to start things off. So, still no reason to despair yet. So, it'll be a few days before NIP is going to play their next match, and it will be versus the loser of this next game. Speaking of this next game, we do have to go to a quick break, guys. When we come back, it will be our discussion about FunPlus Phoenix versus HYENAS. All right, we're back very quickly because we are running a little bit late after our slight tech delay due to some routing issues at the start of the day. But now we have returned for our second match. It will be FunPlus Phoenix going up against HYENAS. If you're not familiar with HYENAS, well, you're probably not the only one. They are the remnants of the former North roster, so this is a team that did not go through the close qualifier. They qualified based on holding RMR points from the circuit from last year. So they will be coming back with 3 of the 5 players from their former roster, which is very interesting. And I'm Monte Cristo. Joining me on the desk is Maui again. Not tired of seeing you yet at all. And Launders. I'm tired of seeing you, but I've seen you less.
Okay. Well, yeah, some of us pick Anonymous and then are completely annoying about it for the entire series.
You were not actually annoying at all about it. Is this the Canadians' version of being annoying?
Oh, I thought I was annoying? Yeah, maybe I am just Canadian, like all the way down to the core. I didn't realize. I thought I was being totally insufferable.
Yeah, you could be much more aggressive.
Okay.
You could be this America.
For next time. Maybe for this game where I picked HYENAS.
You did not, did you? Oh my God. Okay. Well, I can't argue with you about Anonymous. HYENAS, a team that we also don't have a lot of film, for. But you're picking the team that you don't have film for, whereas you picked against the team you didn't have film for with NIP in the first round.
Yeah, the logic is a little bit different. Honestly, it was just mostly because it's an odds game here. So it's just the idea of like, is this a 4 odds matchup? Is there a chance? You know what I mean? And because there's so much unknown about this match, there's also the idea that there's so much time before the first round matchups as well. So there's particularly a more amount of preparation that comes into it. So just the fact that it's an unknown quantity, and there's a couple players on here that I expect a lot from in their careers, but have dropped off a bit. So for example, Borup. I think that's a guy who I was like, all right, that last year was so amazing, and then it just fell out of nowhere.
Yeah, fair enough. And we will get into the conversations about the players in just a moment. But first, before we venture into the great unknown, like a brave explorer, looking at HYENAS, who's your favorite explorer, Launders?
Dora.
Oh my God. Maui, you better have a better favorite explorer than that.
It's the HYENAS. Actually.
Oh my, no, you're the explorer exploring HYENAS. And also this is FPX. Get your shit together. Talk about FPX, Maui.
Seiko, I mean, he's the explorer. He's explored every role in Counter-Strike. He's been the leader, he's been a support player, he's been a star rifler, and now he's kind of more on the support side, honestly. He's back to that role. But FPX, they're a team that in the last year, they were always kind of hanging out in that 8th to 10th slot in Europe, always giving the big teams a run for their money, but not really accomplishing a lot in terms of championships. That being said, they would consistently, do pretty well at the tournaments, and now they're playing with Emmy. They were cycling through a couple different IGLs after removing Crystal, then they moved on briefly to Chris J, then Sunny, then they said publicly, we want Chris J, and now it's Emmy.
Yeah, that part always sucks.
Yeah.
Where it's like Emmy knows that he's the second fiddle to Chris J. Chris J was like,
yeah, they had Chris J at home. It was Emmy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that part does suck. But on the bright side, they had I think it was DreamHack Masters Winter where they had Emmy in the first time, and then they actually took a map off Astralis or maybe beat them in the series. I can't remember, some crazy result, and then he ended up going out for Chris J. But they've already seen some success with him in the past, so they know him as an IGL, which helps out a lot. And he's also a player who, kind of like Esatag for me, where I used to talk him up even when he had bad stats. He was like one of those players I'd watch and be like, he's a little bit better than his stats show. But sometimes his stats are kind of down there, so they'll need to come up for him to be a reliable fifth for the squad.
Yeah, FunPlus Phoenix is going into this match, a little bit on the rise. The presumptive favorites, even though, again, we don't know very much about HYENAS and their new look roster. So, my favorite explorer, I've got lots of favorite explorers, but we'll go with Drake for this one, and not like the awkward Canadian guy, but
Awkward Canadian guy.
Awkward.
Makes two of us, I guess.
Now he's offended.
I just watched him on IG Live last night with Nicki Minaj. He jumped on for a dual broadcast, and that thing had like 500,000 live viewers, and it was a good time. He's really funny.
Oh, great.
Super funny.
I was wearing an OVO shirt yesterday.
That's great. I like the British privateer who was the second guy to circumnavigate the globe. He's like way higher up on the old Drake tier list,
But
Debatable.
how many Billboard Top 100 is
Well, we still remember him a few hundred years later. Doubt that Drake is going to be in that
He's
same
got
category.
platinums. He's got a couple platinums.
Yeah, when he becomes classical music. Okay, anyway, enough. Let's go into HYENAS now and talk about this roster. Forged from the remnants of the Old North player roster, we do have a couple of those players coming in. Probably, most notably AZ, 4UP, these guys. So how are you thinking about this roster conceptually? Because I know you haven't seen them play.
Yeah, it's the interesting part about it is just that Glaive coming in, Glaive, that would be nice. But Glaive coming as the IGL, we're going to see what he can do. He's always struck me as a Shroud type player, not really a cerebral player, amazing aim and mechanics, but never really translated that into being complete. and doesn't strike me as an IGL whatsoever, but has done this in the past a little bit, to now coming into this team and having to forge an identity for the roster. So that part is a huge question mark for me. I have no idea what that's going to look like. Kirby looking for a last chance here to either beef up the resume for his next team or to actually go somewhere with this roster. And this is coming off a phase where he was given Nico star positions while he was on the lineup. But then only put up reasonably good stats, not like Nico level stats. And this is about, you know, Kirby's story as a major MVP at his first major. So there's a few stories that have kind of dipped in terms of their storylines and come back.
I think one person that not many people may know much about is Fessor. This guy's been playing kind of at the ESEA advanced level in Europe for a while, and he kind of plays anchor positions, and this is just a nice piece to try to round this out so that these guys, I mean, if I kind of like Launder's angle that I think, you know, Kirby might be trying to buff up his resume just a little bit, because that's kind of what Fessor is allowing these players to do a little bit, that they don't have to worry about him too much because he's just going to be left on his own a lot of the time, and then everybody else can kind of seek to find control on the map and try to take space away. And if they can just use him as a piece, that can help out all of their resumes. But I hope that they come into this more with a team-oriented way of thinking, not just let me get mine and let me dip out.
Do you think this team is going to have a similar style to the former North roster, or have they really mixed things up?
Nope. I don't think so. I don't think they will. I think MSL had a really rigid style that I think a few people weren't really fans of individually, and I do kind of see that it being a possibility that they'll want to play a more individual style in terms of beefing up their stats, like trying to find a way maybe onto another Danish roster, trying to up their value as individuals just a little bit. I mean, this team has no org right now. They're looking for money. They're looking for cash. And the best way to do it right now is actually to just play as well as you can individually, because at the end of the day, everybody just looks at stats, right?
Well, also, I mean, if they play well as a team, there is actually a method for them to potentially, you know, get picked up by a different organization, and it might start here, of course. A win against FPX would certainly help them out in that regard, either individually or as a complete roster. And let's talk about now the vetoes, because we can only suppose so deeply about a team in which we have not seen. So I'm going to ask you to divine what Hyenas might actually be picking here.
That is a tall order. I would like to see just something that I know these players are comfortable on. Fessor, for example, on his last team was playing a lot of Vertigo and a lot of Inferno, so I think that's a possibility, and the other players have been kind of out of commission for a little longer. So we'll see what Hyenas go for. Launder, do you have any thoughts about it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about where they're like get their ideas for what they want to play. Oh, maybe they're going to go with what Fessor likes the most. Of course, Borup and on former Heroic was also a great map for him as well. So there's a lot of common ground here. As for FPX, I thought, could potentially see Nuke. Inferno comes in.
I was thinking Nuke as well. I felt like that's a map where you want to test a new roster on, especially if you've shown a lot of comfort on it. And
Inferno's kind of hard too, so.
Yeah. So they can break them down here, and it looks like Hyenas are kind of baiting out a final pick of Nuke, actually. I think because they had so much time to prep for this opponent, they probably studied Nuke extensively on FPX.
That's true. That's interesting. I mean, this is kind of so sometimes we talk about maps as hard or easy, and some people might not understand why, and it just comes down to how much utility usage I think there is. The rotations for Nuke or the utility for Inferno, but like they avoided the maps like Dust 2 and Mirage, which is interesting just because, like, I mean, the MSL old lineups and stuff, all these players already know how to play the maps in the veto. I can't really tell who this favors besides it generally favoring FPX overall. But it feels like you're mentioning with them baiting out Nuke, that they got what they wanted.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that Hyenas, even though we don't know that much about this team, I feel like this is a veto that they are definitely comfortable with. They saw this being a likely 3-map series in terms of what exact maps just came out.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting stuff. So let's take a look at some of the players we are going to highlight for this series as we head into our first map. And I had Maui pick them. So tell us why you picked Zen and AZ.
Well, the reason I picked Zen in particular was because he's generally the most consistent rifler for FPX. Modern has higher highs, but he has a lot of low lows as well. And so having your consistent rifler do well in a matchup such as this against an unknown quantity is essential, because he's usually able to adapt, he's usually able to just impose himself on opponents, and on certain maps he's going to just be essential, he's going to be critical in their defenses. So that's my reason for Zen. But what do you got on AZ?
AZ, there's two people in the world that really love, well, AZ, that's MSL and AZSK on Twitter.
Yes.
Those are the two biggest fans. But and for anybody to have fans that are that stanny, I think should tell you a lot about how good and how many high highs AZ has had in the past. And of course, a player who also has had some like really crazy performances. But you know, it's not like there's tons to say that's good about AZ overall. Just because I mean, he was in North Prison for a while. He's still with this lineup right now. I don't know what to expect from him. I don't have like super high hopes for him. I personally,
you bet on that.
I did bet on the roster. Yeah, the team, the mind.
All right. The players are ready, so we're going to rapid fire our predictions. Again, head over to Unicorns for that 4x signing bonus. Of course, if you're in Europe and you're over 18, there you go. You can enjoy it. So you said Hyenas.
Yeah, 4-1, but yeah.
Hyenas.
I'm going to FPX.
FPX as well. We're going to head over to our casters. They can give us their thoughts on this matchup. It will be Lex this time joining the casting desk with Bardolph.
I have gone with Hyenas as well.
So have I.
Really?
Yes.
What's your thought process?
I think, well, first of all, I've been betting shoulder to shoulder with you on just about every single matchup, I think.
Yeah.
Not even intentionally, just how it kind of has come out. But for Hyenas, it's like, this is the mystery pick, you know? An effective dark horse IMO. But, you know, I've seen a few of these players play in other rosters and been impressed by them individually and kind of, you know, the X-North storyline just kind of being the Danish afterthought almost. I think you got something to prove. You got a little bit of time. You don't have a whole lot of material to even scout if you're FPX in this instance. So, you know what? Why not? Plus 4-1, not bad.
Yeah, I believe in the likes of Gade. I like this combo, Gade, KRB, AZ. We got Newman, Fessa. He's reasonably new to FPL. He's only been in there for a month or two. So I'm interested to see what his performance will be like. But I think you know, this one could go either way. But I think it's an interesting bet, Hyenas. So I'll put my points towards them. Now we'll be starting on Vertigo. Inferno, Nuke will be the maps to follow if you joined us just after the desk. That is the layout that we have here in the second game of the day.
You know what else? I'm looking at the player cams right now, and I count at least 3 houseplants behind Hyenas. And I don't know if there's much to read into that, but I've seen 0 houseplants before behind any other players in this tournament so far. And there's even a vase behind Fesser that's currently empty.
Yeah, that's a point. I have a habit of killing plants that I've been gifted by people, sadly. Drowning cacti and other things, so I actually got a Lego bonsai tree because I can't kill that. Although I did step on it, so it's kind of dead as well. For FPX will have 5 sets of Kevlar with the USPs here on the CT side of Vertigo. Maiden having a look-see towards the ramp, and he'll soon find something. That's a lot of players popping out, and one head popped as he goes towards the... we call them sandbags.
Sandbags.
They're not sandbags, but they effectively are. Well, he's been exploded, and Emmy will spot... He's completely blind, but he's got Farley to help him. Second kill from him. Took out Newman Fessa, and Kiabi's gone as well. Borup and Gade, 2 versus 4. Gade's got a lot of clutch in him, but in a pistol round such as this. Look at the lineup. 3-man peak on the side. I love it.
Yeah, tactically just giving ground and retaking it as FPX and fighting together over here at side hall. All 3 players just ready for this. You know, maybe Gate can make it work. Not gonna happen though. Nice pistol round start for FPX.
Yeah, start as you mean to go on. Up top, FunPlus Phoenix.
Coach's Devil Walk, former teammate and friend. Shout out to him.
He is a great dude.
He's a beautiful human.
I've got a lot of time for Devil Walk. As he made a lot of time for me many moons ago. Taught me many grenades on Inferno at the Meltdown Bar in London.
Legend. You know, as somebody who's recently returned to Counter-Strike, James, my Vertigo grenade knowledge is definitely limited. So every time I watch a pro match on this map, I feel like I'm seeing something new, and it's so fascinating. Almost makes me look forward to 'Ancient.
Mahone's videos are always really useful. for that because he just saves you demo watching, you know. So he needs to be putting out some more videos in that respect. Yeah, I need to practice my Vertigo lineups. Just got to do them again and again and again. There are so many nades to learn though. I at least once a week, maybe 2 or 3 times when I'm playing, we'll just load up and go through each map and just run every single grenade I know, just to keep them in the memory. Use them or lose them, as they say. Hyenas using their numbers, moving like a pack onto this A bomb site to try and get a bomb plant, but their numbers are thinning out now. As the Lions FPX will move forward.
You know, it's interesting. Maiden, I mean, we're only 2 rounds in, but both of these rounds kind of been the info spotter towards A, the only one who's really taking contact, and no one else on FPX is revealing themselves. They're all just kind of lying in wait. But shows the trust that he has in his teammates to bail him out, and they do clean it up quickly afterwards. Very little economic damage done from Hyenas and FPX in that round. So this will be the first one where Hyenas are at least kitted up, have some AKs and Galil in hand. See what they do with it here.
Aggressive incendiary towards B, and that's a sound cue for Stiko, a fellow keyboard enthusiast.
Yeah.
I believe Tehar Types made him a custom keyboard on stream, so you can look that up. I don't quite fancy the keycaps he went for, though. Newman Fessa with an opening kill on this A bomb site, spots one on short as well. He can raise the alarm to his teammates. The meaty grenade will be eaten by the likes of AZ, but he's certainly trapped here, Emmy. He's in trouble. This may be a more favorable angle for him. How on earth has he managed to escape this? Could even find a second kill. He might have to because his teammates are getting dropped.
Wow.
Emmy overperforming. 3 kills around the A bomb site, completely trapped, sandwiched by Hyena players. But here we are. It's a good start from him thus far. 2 versus 2 now. Gade still in control of the bomb, using the smoke to make some space on the bomb site, but Zen isn't going to wait for them to make their play, it seems. He's going to swing wide, spot both of them. The MP9 is enough for the first kill. He won't outstay his welcome. Kiabi with half health. Big swing from Maiden, and it's still a clean sheet for FPX. That's a great play from Emmy.
That was incredible to watch. I mean, he was so screwed so many different times in that little 10-second window. And yeah, the FAMAS, which, personally speaking, I am, you know, can be hit or miss depending on the day.
You don't do that with a French gun.
You don't double dink people and then re-swing, hide, and allow them to walk into your crosshair and collect 2 more. And that was just what he did. Impressive stuff. 3 and out for FPX, and you know, I maybe sense that Hyenas were smelling blood in the previous round and poised to take A, but holding fast was Emmy, bailed out at the end there by Maiden. Zen alike. The Dupree spot gets found out. I see so many people dying up there these days. It's no longer something that catches people off guard, it seems. An early 5v4 advantage here for Hyenas.
Really using their time. Nervous scenes on Vertigo. And there is a focus on that B bomb site now. Emmy's doing some peeking towards a ramp, but Maiden's heading over towards A despite not much being seen there. Now moving back towards the mid position. Farley's going to be in need of some help, and there may be some. We could see a second and third rotation in Zen and Maiden heading towards this B bomb site now. So there'll be some semblance of a crossfire. There's a flashbang maybe for Farley as they start to line up for him, but he's only good for Zazy, in fact, with the team kill. 3 versus 3 now. Zen with a nice line. It's a great headshot onto the bomb carrier. And that leaves Borup to leave the building the hard way.
Yeah, just one pop flash gets in that entrance. Even finds that first frag. Evens things up at 3s, but no follow-up utility to help them out in that round, so the pistols won't get it done. And for FPX, I mean, they're just looking really comfortable right now. Hyenas, of course, having lost pistol in the first gun round. Slow to get into it, but you know, you kind of get a sense of how FPX are playing the map, whether or not they're going to be pushing up aggressive at you over at stairs, you know, how they're playing the ramp position, and you may have been able to glean some information on the early scouting with AZ opening things up with the op on the far leg. He does trade 1 back, but now it's a 4 on 2 with just Zen and Sticko remaining.
Yeah, this one escalated real quick. And they're going to have to be proactive if they are to find any success in this round. FunPlus Phoenix. Money's very low, though. Only Zen has a bite. I think Borat may have just spotted Stiko there. So they have half the information in that regard. It's always a strong Molotov to take any sniper angles away and more. Stiko will expire eventually, leaving Zen in a 1 versus 4. See if he chooses to try and make a play here. It is a massive risk. 2 of them are tagged, and it looks like he'll try to hold on to this AK-47.
Yeah, I mean, despite their 4-0 scoreline, their money isn't that great, having, you know, I think it was 2 deaths in the prior round and then 3 in the past. Rebuying a lot of that equipment and utility, if you're expending it on Vertigo as often as these players are, definitely worth it to hang on to your armor and AK if possible. That said, I mean, despite the fact that Fesser and Borup are both low, would maybe behoove him to hold for some exits, maybe try and ensure some more terrorist deaths, but they'll get away cleanly with their first.
He's got the money for 2 rifles.
True. Another house plant there.
How many is that now? What's the count for house plants?
3.5, because I think that is a vase behind the Professor that would normally contain plants. At least I'm going to say it is.
AWP AZs. Brave new world here on Hyenas. Now the AWP's in the hands of Gade, maybe playing spawn timings. And to see an AWP has appeared for FunPlus Phoenix. It's a big purchase with the 6K plus that was in the hands of Zen. So rather than the 2 rifles, we've got the big gun coming out. And I love me a hero AWP, as many people know. So we'll see what they can offer with it as they look to stop Hyenas from taking a consecutive round.
Yeah, I could see it really paying off right here, just considering the slow pacing that Hyenas is presenting. They're not really dancing behind or between the bomb sites, rather. They've stated their purpose. They've dumped their utility and pressed forward each and every time so far. The majority of them move towards a ramp. Almost a standard look from them at this point, but no action yet.
Got to be careful there. Slow, careful start from Hyenas. There's a lot of utility on this T side. Bore up a fellow Emerald Web glove user.
Yeah, right here it'll just depend on the quality of the pop flash to get him some foothold on ramp. Looks like Maiden's looking to challenge.
I love this smoke. Creates a gap.
Yeah,
for the CTs to abuse. Very quiet, very edgy with Hyenas. But again, they're just edging forward towards the site, looking to abuse their numbers and simply trade frag, worst case scenario. Have a look at this rotation note. We've got 3 men close around the bomb site now, and it seems aggression will be on the way. Farley has some flashbangs. Let me try picking there with the Deagle to no avail. Zen with a one-man spray down, actually. Farley and Maiden with frags as well. This one, after a slow start, it's gotten pretty hot. Now we've got plenty of CTs in the red, so there's something to be done for Hyenas. 36 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they commit.
Yeah, as soon as you pass that angle right there next to those, those beams up the ramp near sandbags, you've basically entered the killing zone from 2 or 3 different angles that could potentially crossfire against you. We see it in action right there. No utility being expensed. Hyenas just taking the dry swing, and they pay dearly for it. 2 players remaining. Borup, Gade.
Yeah, 10 seconds. I think they're just holding, hiding in plain sight. Great phrase. Very true here as well. Now the CTs might move forward. I think Hyenas could risk losing something. Or perhaps not. We'll see. Cheeky peek onto Stiko. Little more damage done.
Oh my god. I didn't even think it was over there. I thought that was it.
There were so many kills at the same time. There's a lot going on.
Nice little no-scope. Hit him with a no-no. 5-1. Nice start from FBX. Hyenas, though, built a bank prior rounds. Yeah, gets him a little bit of foothold underneath the staircase over here at B. That was such a tricky area and a bold push through the smoke. Finds one on a Kirby.
Some good info as well. Just a lurker towards the B bomb site now. Wonder if that'll invite Hyenas to move to a plan B and just make a play towards B. Reading that FPX may have more players towards A based on no one else being there. We'll have to see. Minute 20 on the clock at present. Still clearing out short A. The exchange of grenades continues. Barrels flying everywhere. FPX look hungry for a swing here. They've got a double peek as well.
Yeah, I mean,
there it is.
That information earlier. Just there's now 4 players from FPX just.
Borup's moving alone with the bomb as well. You can see on the radar. The way he was kind of edging around the corners to see if anybody was there, but scary stuff. So we'll see what the ultimate play is. There's definitely presence being shown towards the A bomb site, but that's not quite where the bomb is. 40 seconds on the clock, and we can see more Hyenas moving towards the B bomb sites, it seems. So indeed, it is going to be that way. All right, none of us are towards B. I guess we're going A, and you can see Gade has been made potentially the sacrificial lamb here. He may get caught on the rotation, though. He's got the sound cues. Really entertaining, and Stiko's like, hold on a second. Hyenas dropping across the map now, 2 versus 4. Only 1 kill to show for their efforts so far, but planting the bomb. This worst case scenario ticked off at this juncture. They've got a lot more to do, though. Some kind of crossfire. Got to be careful about a flank as well, though, so they may be nervous about their positions. You can see Fessa moving forward, nothing doing from him, and Borup will be soon following him into the grave. Just 1 play loss for FPX as they move to 6 rounds to the 1 of Hyenas.
Wow, I mean, that really, Hyenas, Gade coming up A ramp, finding a little bit of a soft fake into a hard fake, and honestly finds the entry, lives. All 4 players over there. Everything was really looking good for Hyenas, and they double back towards B. But it was a hero stop from Stiko that really just prevented them from getting back in this round. And despite the fact that they did get a bomb plant, they did get onto a site. FPX commanding a lead now at 6-1, and probably going to be looking at an eco here for Hyenas. Well, actually, should be a full buy, I guess. But haven't really seen anything out of them yet that it tells me that this is going to be a competitive half. You know, this is their pick on a Vertigo. You kind of assume that they've got a well-refined game plan with how to beat FPX, maybe some executes that are going to raise eyebrows and steal some of these rounds away. Instead, haven't quite seen that yet.
Yeah, what is it they have to offer us on this map? Here's the question. Around he goes, KRB. Doesn't find Stiko on this occasion, but he will find a few flames. Awkward job here. The B bomb sites. What's the verticality on this map?
Yeah, if they could find a way to secure this B control. I mean, every time they've come over here, it seems like they're either taking a hell of a lot of damage or falling 1 player early. And ultimately not usually successfully in pushing back Stiko and friends, so maybe they'll find some fortune towards A. Farley may be over-peeking that just a bit. Almost decided to re-peek it, but wisely decides otherwise.
You can see Fessa's job is just to force the CTs back so they don't have the information. And that has been successful for now. That's the goal achieved, and he's coming away alive, which is great. So we've got 3 players towards this A bomb site.
Looking like a mid-B split. Timing window is close. Only 2 players on this side of the map to defend against this, and they're not together. Actually, as I say that, the rotations do come in.
Yeah, you can see some support grenades from mid towards that B bomb site. Maiden is here. Emmy takes one in the face through the corner of the wall, but he's lost his position now. Not sure if he can cover. Hold on a second. Maiden and Farley delivering some important kills. 24 seconds. AZ and Gade still have the bomb in their hands, but where can they really go with it?
Another save. It's unfortunate there. I mean, they did a decent job, I think, forcing back players on both sides of the map, kind of making FPX guess just a little bit, but enough time had passed. No action, no map control had been taken toward the A side of the map. And once you forfeit ramp, once you forfeit all that part of the, you know, give all that information to the CTs, the rotations are almost a no-brainer at that point. And honestly, a very slow start from HYENAS, a little bit of a concerning one at the start of the series on their map pick, but FPX, on the other hand, are looking quite clean.
Zen 10 for 2 as we move into round number 9. Not too shabby at all. Lots of Galils on the in the hands of Hyenas for round 9. 3 Galils and an AK-47, but not all the grenades in the world. It's a nice deep HE which will soften up some of these players. And again, we've seen Hyenas trying to offer fakes, and they've had the rotations going in the right places, but they haven't been able to convert the round regardless of that. Emmy this time, no multi-frag for him. Farley moving back with the AWP as Hyenas advance on the bomb site. Farley looking for targets, finding one. There's another one, and they all delivered a kill onto Borup as well. And again, it's Hyenas with only 2 players remaining. Fessa trying to find a kill through that smoke, close but not quite. Farley responding. Fessa really going for it. What is that flick from Farley? Style points.
That's fun. And honestly, I love this change of pace from Hyenas. They finally get in the face of FPX and do some initial damage. We saw some partial dinks and near one-taps. Instead, Farley just making this map his personal frag movie. And I'm sure in the highlight reels when we get around to it.
That looks like a driving wheel flick.
Oh, yeah. No, we've seen a few different sick no-scopes coming out from him. Oh, there's some more.
The driving wheel. It's perfectly horizontal. 8-1 for FunPlus Phoenix. Hyenas not having much fun at the moment with just 1 round on the board, a bunch of pistols. Heading quickly towards the B bomb site. Fade away, flashbang from Stiko. Zen's kind of blind. He needs help. He's dead. This might be a chance for a bomb plant for Hyenas, might be even more. Sometimes it is the anarchy that really breaks the ice for a team, and that could be this round for Hyenas. Unresponded kills. This is a fast deletion. Storming the B bomb site, only losing 1 player, and look at all the guns they've stolen.
Okay, Hyenas have connected. Good to see. I mean, this has just been the FPX show from start to finish, and as we stated, certainly a Far League frag movie, but that change of pace that maybe didn't pan out for them in the round prior, he goes right back to it. Gade calling another rush towards B. And, you know, despite the fact that maybe their rotations that they're drawing out of FPX, a little bit of the fakes they've been throwing, finding a little bit of success, I mean, Stigo has been ultimately unable to be uprooted. As in, he's stayed at home and it's paid off for his team several times, probably again with a huge opener.
Oh, man.
And
Don't test him.
This slow play is just one after another FPX picking off Hyenas round after round.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of scenarios where Hyenas are promptly left with 2 players as they're on a bomb site. This time they are 3. Just looking to be hyper-aggressive towards the A bomb site. Maybe Hyenas is appropriate, but they generally have more success in the pack.
True. Maybe that was some of the thought process in the name.
They need to watch some more Hyena documentaries and find some more synergy together. Folly.
Good, but
hyper aggressive with this AWP. Searching again. Has he spotted AZ by these sandbags, I wonder?
yeah, they're able to push CTs out of side hole. They even get a player up there, but Emmy with a FAMAS in that position has proven to be near immortal. So brave of him to challenge there, and AZ now at a 1v4 finds 1 to start the 1v5. Zen falls, but 28 seconds, 55 HP. Don't see that happening. Man, the high sense hero closing it out with an op there.
How many rounds do you think Hyenas need on his T side in order to have a chance moving into CT?
Tough to say, considering it's Hyenas, and this is our mystery team. So anything that I could provide in terms of analysis is just going to be pure speculation. But in terms of just Vertigo itself, man, I'm hoping for a lot more than 2. Let's say 5. We'll say 5.
Okay, so there is a margin for error, but it's not enormous. We'll see if they can have a more successful approach to the A bomb site, or, well, to the entire map at this point. Got 2 players lurking in mid. Kiabi through the smoke will be deleted by Zen. Not expecting him to be that deep. Thought he was safe to emerge from the smoke at that angle, but he was wrong. Very costly mistake as well. They have no map control towards mid now, no presence of any kind.
Yeah, and this has been, I think, a little bit of their struggle throughout. But the slow play is, you know, they spend a lot of utility, spend a lot of, I mean, forget the utility for a second. The amount of time that gets eaten off the clock by FPX by making Hyenas just pay for every inch of this map that they want, either with blood, utility, or just the clock itself has been, I mean, pretty detrimental in their ability to even get onto the site. But
we can see that kill in mid pulled rotation completely off the B bomb site for FPX. While this fight's happening with Farley completely blind, the flashbangs will deliver eventually. Fessa going into hiding mode, and that allows Gade to finish off Emmy. So there's a third round in this for Hyenas, and the money's starting to run low for FunPlus Phoenix. So as bad as it has looked, if they can win this one, things could turn around for them. It's maybe where their fortunes are changed, and Stiko won't deliver that kill with the silence them 4. Okay. Third round on the board for Hyenas. FPX completely wiped out and have big problems now.
Yeah, big round there, I think, for Hyenas. Not just the possibility of giving FPX a full reset, but this is one of those, as I'm describing what Hyenas is potentially failing to do, they successfully do it. Push Farley out of side hall, and they even get the frag there. Pretty big difference in the rounds prior, where he'd be coming away with 2 or 3 frags. And suddenly this is becoming a much more respectable half for Hyenas as Kirby finds the entry onto Stiko. And this is, I think once or twice throughout this game, we've seen some aggression from FPX, either over at the B stairs or at elevator. Hyenas are ready for it now on their anti-eco. Already in a 5v2.
Emmy now with the Desert Eagle and a smoke. Crab walking down mid. Well, this is a good round for Hyenas. Up in numbers. Means there's more pressure to come on that CT economy. That's their biggest friend now, is the lack of funds for FunPlus Phoenix.
Yeah, and no one really on this roster, I mean, we can just check the stats real quick. There's not really anyone that's standing out to me in terms of individual performance or play, or necessarily underperforming. But if there was, I mean, having an anti-eco on your terrorist side, if you're able to reset the CTs and just get a clean win, it could do so much for just the mental of your team, get people upbeat, feeling good. Grab some of these kills, get the comms up a little bit. Hunt the last guy. We know where Emmy is. Let's run it down.
Well, we'll see what FPX choose to do with their money. It is far from spectacular. Maybe another save situation. Well, Stiko spent a fair bit. Right, they're going to buy. So let's see. We've got a French gun coming out for Zen. The MP9 for Stiko. M4s for the rest.
Give the farmers to Emmy.
Yeah,
got like 5
after
or 6
that performance, man.
Yeah.
That was outrageous. Well, Hyenas have won 3 of the last 4, so momentum could be in their favor. You can see FPX looking for some aggression, stuck in the smoke, but Farley will be successful. Emmy beyond that. He's got to consider falling back now before the spray comes through. You can see the spray is on the way, and he is already in the red. Just about escaping. That was pretty scary. 2 players lost early would be a big problem. See Fazy goes for the wallbang. He's got a money to create space, and the FunPlus Phoenix are forced back. This is quite some presence being shown by Hyenas. No lurkers towards... Oh, there is one lurker actually, and Kiabi towards this B bomb site. Have a look at the rotation on the radar. The big focus on A for FunPlus Phoenix. We can see Hyenas slinking away. Everything can be heard on this map. That's a massive frag for Stiko, and it might be safe territory for FunPlus Phoenix at this point.
Yeah, keeping the MP9 means, okay, I haven't seen much action over here. And instead, the play comes right towards him. Kirby gets the opener, and now at 9-4, it's a 4-on-3 with Hyenas putting the bomb down at B. Kirby pressed up here towards Z-Box, and I wonder whether or not FPX is just going to elect to save here. They're already backing away. Their money is already in the in the shitter, so to speak. Don't want to be in a situation where you potentially just yield 6 rounds attempting to go for a round that you just have no business winning in the first place. So wisely, they back up. Borup perhaps donating an AK to their cause. But it is so important, I think, if you're on the terror side here, to see if you can get these weapons out of the hands of the CTs. Make sure they're not comfortable in the last round. And you know, all of Hyenas right now are hunting.
Yeah, they're certainly not going to be comfortable, that's for sure. We'll see if FunPlus Phoenix go for another very aggressive play to make up for the shortcomings they may have. No one has the money to buy an M4.
That's 3 straight for Hyenas. They're back. Or maybe they're just arriving. I don't know.
Or maybe Farley had the money to buy an M4. Never do maths on the street. Last round of the first half. See if Hyenas' momentum can take them to a late 6th round. Again, this was their pick of Vertigo. Started off horribly, but once you break that CT economy, everything can change. And it certainly has. They've given themselves plenty of breathing space as we approach half-time. Stiko, as per usual, towards this B bomb site.
Oh.
Ooh, I would have thought Kiabi would have seen him there first, but Stiko delivers a pretty strong kill through those grills. The ones over towards A by short are really annoying to fight through.
Right. He's had a really good performance over here at B, and I think it was the first time last round we saw him yield the bomb site once out of a half. Not bad. 4-on-5 Hyenas regrouping back towards A. They maybe fail a flash towards ramp, but nobody immediately contesting them. The B information will quickly be gathered. The question is, do they flank? Looks like they might.
Oh, Lazy will be deleted. Now Stiko caught in no man's land, but look at the trades. The bomb's on the floor. There's a man advantage for FBX. Borup could change that. Indeed he will. Patient stuff and a great angle. He was at a significant disadvantage there as well. Way closer to the box, left eye peek, but still, here we are. The man's got talent. Bomb is planted, and Borup will leave it just to Emmy, who has a defuse kit. He knows where Borup is. Needs to avoid a double peek. There's no swing from Fester with the flashbang. So he may be position unknown. Although I think Emmy might have a good idea. Spots an arm there. Borup will move into position to trade frag there, but not in time. A chance for Emmy now. Really dangerous player. Underrated as well. Oh, and he's got to land that last kill. 1 versus 2 clutch from Emmy. Puts FunPlus Phoenix in double figures, stealing the last round away. Just in time of the kit. Great performance from start to finish from him. 10-5 at half-time. Hyenas pick. They move to CT side after the break. FunPlus Phoenix with 10 rounds on their CT side. You may argue that was successful. Can they close it out though, or will HYENAS pull things back on their pick of Vertigo? FunPlus Phoenix choose Inferno to follow. Rob with a nice look. He's got a salad gun out on the CT side, as I like to call it, because it kind of looks like it's covered in salad.
Gun?
It looks like it's covered in salad.
Which skin are you talking about?
The overgrowth.
Oh.
There, salad gun.
Okay.
Yeah. Mine is literally called salad gun. I've got one of those.
I love it.
I love me a good salad. I love me a good USP. The two came together naturally. We've got 3 players on the B bomb site for HYENAS. And I can see on the radar that AZ is spotting. This is retake territory. There are 2 smokes for HYENAS, so I'm imagining there will be some kind of utility play on the A bomb site should it be required. And it looks like it may be. Here the bomb hitting the floor briefly as it's collected by Zen.
There's the double nade to Emo.
Ooh.
AZ gets smacked up.
Thank you for playing.
Goodbye.
One of those smokes gone now. One of those players gone as well. Well then, it is retake time.
Yeah, and I think he died with some of that utility, but nevertheless, a 4-on-5 retake on CT side pistol. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that smoke was collected and deployed on the bomb. This is the kind of craziness on Vertigo that the nature of the map dictates. Smoke's up. We got a knife. Zen, a knife out. Zen can't climb the angle. Here comes the knife. Oh, he's defused it as well before he could knife him. Man, we used to see so many of those rounds on the A bomb site of Vertigo because it lacks horizontal depth. And it starts in the pistol to great amusements.
Oh, man. Sorry for just cackling like a hyena directly into the microphone, but you know, you saw the double left into a right click, and somehow that was not enough. Like, just not in time.
It's
so
funny
close.
because at the beginning of a round, if you did left, left, right, it would kill somebody. But if you've been swinging your knife around prior to that, it does slightly less damage, and you can left, left, right, and do like 97 or something in total. It is very strange. I do not understand why it would be different, but maybe it's an
so
engine
depressing
thing.
when it happens.
Yeah, I don't think it should be a thing. I don't think it's by design either. I think it's just some kind of engine weirdness. I could be wrong though.
Maybe it's because your arms get tired after a couple swings?
Perhaps.
Best guess.
We've got the opening kill from FPX towards A. Emmy still showing some presence. The expendable man with the Desert Eagle. He'll keep 3 players entertained for now, but as things become quieter and quieter, HYENAS have to wonder what might be happening. And they may wonder too late because they're still focused on the A bomb site. In fact, they're pushing to clear it, but that'll mean that their rotation is so far away from Borup, who's on B alone, spotted, but he will deliver the first kill, looking for a second one. He'll ring the bell at the very least, but not quite get the kill. 2 low players for FPX, no HEs for HYENAS, but they've got the guns.
Yeah, both of those dinked players may... I mean, that could be so important here in a moment, but FPX has gained so much of this ground, and burning that last smoke to delay the retake. This will be a very tense moment here for HYENAS as they press forward towards Z-Box.
Well,
First one goes to Farley.
that should mark the end of the round, and indeed it does. Too many man on road for FunPlus Phoenix. They move to 11. Kiabi and Fessa have done all they can for this round. It's time to save.
Yeah, I mean, you were highlighting it, but Borup just being given so much responsibility to hold there, and despite dealing 190 damage or whatever it may have been, just not in a position to be supported by anyone. No flashes come in, and that really could have been all the difference maker. Is
Ooh.
okay, Kirby getting some consolation prizes at the end of that round.
You have to respect the discipline. He doesn't want to expose his position too early when really his priority has to be to save. But he squeezes some kills out of it towards the end and gets some slight bonus money as well.
11-6. You win pistol, you lose the following round, something that we see so often these days in Counter-Strike. And when it does happen, it can be so devastating to your economy for lasting parts of the half. But 2 FAMASes, an A1S, and 2 Deagles for HYENAS. This is still not quite a full-on gun round for either team. A little bit of mid-control being grabbed here from FPX. Maiden getting boosted up. He's going to find the first, and he gets ripped apart by Borup. great start here for Hyenas, and what otherwise would have been a pretty disastrous start to this half. You know, being able to turn around and reset FPX here, possibly. I mean, we look back at those exit frags that Kirby had at the end of the last round. I mean, hugely detrimental to FPX if they find a way to grab this one. Look at this position engaged.
All right, then. That's quite something. Can they trade that position? Indeed, they just about can. Farley with some AD and the UMP to tie the numbers. Flashes towards the site for the swing. KRB is on the move, on the flank, in fact. That is an angle from Borup. I don't know if you saw anybody. Either way, Farley is dead. And again, that's going to run distraction as this flank continues from KRB. So it's only going to get worse for Emmy. Trying to avoid getting shot from the front. We can see KRB on short now. But it'll be easy to get the final kill. So Hyenas strike straight back. 2 AK-47s now for the CT squad. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. And Gate, I mean, you're right there at the edge of the smoke. You've got the positional advantage. They have no idea you're there. This is a nice entry here from Borup on the CT side. But the fact that Gate gets nothing for his trouble, I don't know how Fesser he must have found a very weak opponent there, because trying to fall back, just a deagle in hand. Gets traded out 1 for 1, but the fact that Gate gets none and they still win the round, that's huge from Hyenas. The heroics of Borup over there on top of the A site, making the difference. But FPX with this lone AK-47 looking to find anything they can towards A ramp. Okay, that'll help. Gade getting caught unawares from a sandbag's boost underneath him, and really wasn't intended for Farley to be the point man there. It's just how it worked out. Fesser from long haul does get deleted by Maiden after a trade on Sticko.
Yeah, that's a great response. Hyenas in trouble now. The trades look to continue in terms of rounds and personnel. KRB starting to get trapped now. Pre-firing, did his best, but he was in such a bad situation. That leaves AZ and Borup 2 versus 3. Bomb not planted just yet. And Vertigo is such that even with a rotation, Hyenas still have a chance. See if they stick together or if they will start to split. The footsteps will be heard now, and that means that Borup's going to be on the bomb site with plenty of time, but AZ's a little behind him. Flashbang, Borup now trying to get himself a 1v1, looking for the transfer, only good for the one. Where is the cover for the bomb planter? That's a question for AZ. Bomb's down on B now. Oh my god, AZ, you can't be serious!
Let's go!
That was absolutely exquisite from AZ, and indeed Hyenas prevail. Throws the pistol out, swings wide, takes out the planter and the cover. No trade frag for you, FPX.
He knows just by virtue of where that bomb is pinging that there's got to be an opponent behind that box. Throws the Glock fix, swings left, finds both. Beautiful spray transfer headshot onto Farley, who's probably kicking himself, thinking he probably should have closed that out, that frag, but the discipline not quite there, and Hyenas steal that round away. PX had clear advantages across the board. And there in the dying moments, just beautiful clutch from AZ.
So you have the hero AK-47 from Maiden. There are some weaknesses from Hyenas with the double FAMAS, but nothing compared to what we have here for FPX. 3 of the 5 players of Kevlar, for example.
Look at how much ground they're getting here for free. This could absolutely blow up in their faces. Hyenas are pushed up at B. Sticko finds the first, and it's just Kierby. There's no way anyone can rotate to him.
That was such a big opportunity for Farley. They were in position to split the B bomb site. Professor's getting dropped as well, and there is the split. What has happened to this? Why is nobody mid?
Why, they just ignored an entire section of the map that FPX chose to push in. And now in round 20, FPX seemingly getting a free one with a very limited buy.
Yeah, with some whiffs as well.
Yeah, it wasn't even as though, this was like some insane shots from FPX. They just walked into success here.
There should be one more gun to collect somewhere, all right? They had 1 AK, I can see the FAMAS on the floor, and it is indeed collected. So much stolen from Hyenas. AZ again with the AWP. Always used to him being a rifler, but plenty of sniping going on in this game from AZ. 12 kills so far. Borup with 18. Had some support for Borup from Cadian on Twitter earlier on.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those rounds where we look back at the end of the game and think about what could have been, because now we're looking at a potential. I mean, they may buy around the op, I guess, but this easily could have been a cleaned up anti-eco for Hyenas, and instead FPX walk away with a lot of weaponry.
Ropey situation now for Hyenas, and indeed AZ has got to be the cannon. He's got to find the kills, quite simply. See how he's using his jump trajectory there to seek out some targets. But as he moves back, it may prove more difficult for Hyenas to be effective in a round such as this.
Yeah, and after showing his hand over there, he figures, well, they know the ops over here. I better rotate to the other side. But they may have just gleaned some information as he doubles back immediately with Gade. The execute is bound to come forward from FPX now.
Looks like there's a two-man push of the mid position. Kiabi will be left alone on the flank as Fessa makes his way towards the A-bomb site. Now Easy's lost all his angles, looking for somebody in his sandbags with the AWP. Big gaps in the smokes, but now there are more smokes sprayed through, and they want to hold on to these rifles, Hyenas. Where is that flank? Gade, no, Kiabi, sorry, still downstairs. But indeed, I think the players who are alive could help try to protect these weapons in case of a hunt from FPX. They had position, lost it, and that's the round.
Pretty much. FPX about to grab their 13th. And Hyenas, I mean,
not quite got started on this half just yet.
no, it doesn't even seem like they've shown us anything here on CT side. They've almost, and I wouldn't call that last round a throw necessarily, but certainly a tactical, strategic blunder. They got ecoed once. Just hasn't really gotten started for Hyenas, and I'm afraid they might just run out of rounds here before getting to that point.
Two explosions in a row for FunPlus Phoenix. Just 3 rounds away now from a Vertigo W versus Hyenas. AZ. See how patient these FPX players will be. It's a nice flashbang who's been spotted, and there's plenty of harassment with AK-47s. 2 rifles and 3 pistols for Hyenas. I'm not sure if the AWP was identified there by FPX. But they have a big concentration of players to this bomb site, as we can see. But look at the rotation from Hyenas as well. There's a big focus on A. Down goes Fessa. The 2 rifles are still in play, though. That's not one of them. That's Borup of the Desert Eagle. You can see the flank from AZ now as he pushes down a short position to no avail. The AWP's been lost. Deco will go beyond it, I'm sure. Not before a quick reload, though. I think Gabe's barrel may have just been seen there as he looked away, just as the T's emerged. Farley looking for that flank, and he will deliver. FPX now can protect the AWP, make sure it doesn't get into the hands of the remaining Hyenas. Well, it seems it's going to be a race to the B bomb site, and there are 2 rifles in the hands of Hyenas now, the AK on Borup, the M4 on Gade. And again, these rotations, very blatant because of the sound. And Hyenas are here. A swing, a trade. Borup now 1 versus 2. He has Kevlar and 33 HP. Just needs a headshot. You can see Stiko to back right. Emmy's not too far behind. Delivering a Molotov as Stiko starts to peek. That's the 1v1 that Borup wants at this point. Stiko also quite low. Bomb planted. Stiko holding the flashes. Goes beyond Borup though, who's just waiting to be given an opportunity. Can see Emmy hiding as Stiko's behind the girders. Borup creeping up now. Could he see a part of Stiko, like his elbow or something? I wonder. Well, seeing a lot of him now. Very nice time, synchronized double peek from FPX, and they're 2 rounds away from the first map.
Well, if I've learned anything in this game so far, it's should have thrown the pistol right there. Didn't quite pan out. But 14-8, I mean, for FPX, this has looked almost like they've been given some of these advantages in the scoreline, but Hyenas haven't looked terrible. It's just there's some definite gaps in their completeness when it comes to handling some of these rounds. And it does leave me a little concerned considering map pick and all. This opening engagement towards A ramp. I don't think his favorite Hyenas a single time, so Fesser over here. It's oh so tenuous. He finds the head of Maiden to start things out. Little 5v4 advantage for Hyenas as FPX continue to press onward towards A. Clearing the sandbags out with some Molotovs and setting up the execute now.
Creeping onto the site now. Hyenas patiently defending from the rear. Trying to thwart some bomb plants. And FPX are running out of utility here. You can see Zen with a smoke grenade, and that's about it. So they're going to have to defend this with the numbers. Stico taking one in the face. So does Farley, and it'll be finished off by AZ. 5 versus 2 retake for Hyenas. They've got the smokes and the mollies as well. And here comes the charge of the numbers from Hyenas. They need this round. Kyabi's the man with the defuse kit. And now Zen. Perhaps a question of damage for him. Try and kill as many as possible. Well, that'll just be the one. So 4 survive for Hyenas. AKs to be collected. And a 9th round on the board.
So starts the fake comeback. I mean, the only one does fall there towards the end. So you have 4 players alive, excuse me. And it really starts off there at A ramp for the first time. I think they win that engagement. It's Fesser finding an A1 as headshot down there towards bottom of A ramp. There it is. And to be honest with you, there's not really been a clear game plan out of Hyenas, but this setup that they've been running where take some contact towards A ramp and fall back, well, the fall back part really hasn't ever come through. They lose 1 or 2. Somebody gets trapped towards side hall and they get cleared out by Molotovs. FPX just sort of walks into the site and plants. AZ with some early B aggression. Look at this.
Oh
finding
my
a
God.
no scope on this Stico. Does get volleyed out. The movement is so swift.
That is an absolutely wild play from AZ. Maybe that'll spur on the team because they have a lot of catching up to do on this CT side. Again, this is their pick of Vertigo. You'd imagine it's strongest foot forward, but if they lose this one, then what of the others? 5 rounds to claw back. Passive angles on the A-bomb site from Hyenas as FPX look to try and take some map control. See a swing from Maiden and a Molotov towards the boxes at the back. AZ with a nice angle with the AWP. And again, no lurker in this round for FunPlus Phoenix on the other side of the map at least. They're all focused on the A-bomb site. Smokes are up and maybe time to look towards the bomb plant. Still 5 players alive for Hyenas. Fesso will exchange fire, but remain alive for now. A lot of pre-fire from Maiden, and the bomb's been planted. Just a flashbang for FPX, with which to maybe swing a bit later on. Never mind, it's been lost. 3 versus 5 now. It's a nice shot from Emmy, ever dependable. But it's Zen versus 3, trying to avoid getting sprayed through a smoke as well, but they can see him around the edge. Again, the smokes back and forth on the A plants is what we're seeing here on Vertigo. But Hyenas now making it to double figures as well.
Yeah, and 2 really solid retakes out of Hyenas back-to-back that kind of actually are inspire me to believe that they can have a very competitive half here on CT because, you know, despite the fact that they were able to almost scrounge together 5 rounds on their T side, weren't really convincing, to be honest with you. And so they've won with 4 alive, 3 alive. They're starting to build a little bit of a bank. You know, they can afford to buy into the next couple rounds, hopefully. Actually, as I say, that FPX nearing bankruptcy on their last buy. Fesser with another entry, a hell of a headshot towards Farlick on A ramp. And that's another man advantage that's going the way of Hyenas. And considering, you know, round by round, this scoreline is getting tighter. It really seems that early aggression is paying off in a big way for Hyenas. They're able to play this little bit of a retake style towards A little bit more confidently and comfortably. And if nothing else, that's one less set of utility that FPX have to execute up here in A.
AZ having a look-see and Maiden gets punctured. FPX may be running out of steam somewhat here. Hyenas with the consistent early frags and big advantages on this A-bomb site. Again, we've got the smokes But at this point, there are no more grenades for FunPlus Phoenix. They've got to frag out here. And Hyenas holding angle, still with somewhat of a crossfire, though Fesser's facing the floor a little bit, trying to avoid some flashes. The grenades continue now from the Hyena side, who always have the smokes for a retake situation on this A bomb site. And they got the guns as well, and the trade frag numbers. Deco on the ramp, trying to do what he can. He's got Emmy to play off of as well. And now the numbers are even. They're getting even better. Emmy again with a multi-frag. Now it's Kiabi versus Deco. Deco on the rotation. Kiabi faking the defuse in the smoke. Deco may not realize this. He just spotted him now. And again, he rotates round to the other side, but surely this is going to be heard. 2 seconds on the clock, and I think it's too late to defuse the bomb.
It's going to be so close. Nah. Valiant effort. FPX grabbed 15, and I mean, that retake honestly was looking so good, but I think it was Emmy there holding fast near side hall, just did not give that ground, didn't even swing, let them make the mistakes. And it seemed as though the CTs really weren't ready to swing together. So Hyenas really just kind of failing to grab their 11th, yielding the 15th. Tough one to lose considering their bank is finally nearing its end.
Yeah, they really depending on AZ to find something now. Oh my god, that was so absurdly fast. The smoke is down at the perfect time and they can't really respond to it. Kiabi will follow up as well, and Borup's creeping through the smoke. Maybe a little greedy there. 5 versus 3. He's given them something. He's given them a chance, but Gade will make life even worse for FPX. And they had shortcomings in their money as well. We saw 2 Galils at the beginning of this round. But look at the buy from Hyenas. There are pistols all over the place. Pistols galore for the CT side, and boy will they deliver. All of a sudden, Zen is 1 versus 4 with a minute 20 on the clock. This is a fast, brutal round. AZ did exactly what he needed to. Took his spawn, got a super fast kill, perfectly timed smoke. Not over yet.
Yeah, he's had that spawn a couple times in this half, and his success rate has been flawless. So considering you could potentially be going into this round with 3 Deagles, I think an M4 and an AWP, turn it around and potentially walking away with 3 AKs and an AWP.
Well, Zen throwing grenades means the entire team are now rotating over. But it seems this could be on purpose. I don't know. He's kind of second-guessing himself, maybe looking for a flank. Well, he's got 1. 30 seconds to find 3 more. We'll see if he commits to this B bomb site. He doesn't actually have the bomb either. But Hyenas are here. The bomb is on the low ground, if I'm not mistaken. 18 seconds, and I presume he'll be holding on to the AK.
Yeah, no sense in pressing forward at this point. But I think there is something to be said for just making sure that Hyenas don't come into the next round with a bankroll to have a comeback, 1, and 2. Potentially having a more devastating eco impact in the round to come. But saving an AK and your armor is probably the most that they can hope for. I don't know if they'll have enough to even really force out on any other players. But a beautiful.
Oh my! I didn't even see anyone.
Oh man, so good. The round before when he did it, I mean, he was full blind, flying through the air. Oh, loving what I'm seeing from them so far. Grabbing their 11th. 4 rounds separate these 2 teams. Just an AK on Zen in this round. 4 Deagles for the rest of them. As FPX look to put a slow, I'll just say it, a halt to Hyenas.
Hero AK on Zen. This is a full investment from FunPlus Phoenix. Oh, you got to be real careful, Borat. Kiabi may not see enough from Resolution. Emmy just runs to his doom. Maybe it's spread late. Sometimes it does. Or has Kiabi done enough? And a rifle could be collected. Got a flick from AZ. Not going to connect on that one. Fade away incendiary. Not sure if you saw more than 1 player. We still have Hyenas pretty spread out. And if FPX go quiet, then wherever they choose to go, there may be a 3v2 worst case scenario. Right now you've got 1B, 1 mid, 1A. See how deep Fesser goes before he tries to stay close maybe to the B bomb site.
Yeah, I think this all depends on AZ. See whether they maybe go for a head boost, try and peek in the side, or just follow Zen up the staircase. But it's all really on AZ to defend this, and I mean, he's positioned well with his AWP. Just a matter of time. Only 20 seconds left on the clock for FPX to plant. He does have a rotator close by, so if he does hit his first shot, I gotta think bomb plant near impossible, but misses his first. Game is on.
9 seconds, and there's the flank from Maiden. AZ's in trouble now. Down he goes. Chance to plant the bomb. This could be it. This could be curtains for Gate. Half health now as he's spotted in connector. He does not have a defuse kit. There could be one around him. He's got 2 players to find. He has to avoid the trade frag. He's got a smoke to create some space. Considering the flashbang, the unorthodox peek from Farley will be enough for a 16-11. FunPlus Phoenix stealing Vertigo away from Hyenas. Had a good lead for the most part. Felt like they were in control mostly, and they managed to close it out.
Yeah, just looking really comfortable across the board, I think. And despite some flashes of brilliance from Hyenas, some maybe standout individual stuff, really just FPX in control from start to finish.
Yeah, that was a very interesting game of Vertigo, and there's plenty more action to come. But before we get there, we're going to have the thoughts at the desk on that first map of this second series of the day after the break.
Well, gentlemen, I'm guessing that the Hyenas wished they could have been the metaphorical phoenix rising from the ashes of North, and probably they wish they were the literal phoenix in this match because FunPlus actually ended up winning it. What were your first impressions of Hyenas, this roving pack of African scavengers on the savannah?
I liked not a lot about what I saw from Hyenas, actually. It was a bold pick to go with Vertigo, and I don't think they truly delivered in the way that I think their preparation may have made them believe they were going to.
Yeah, there was a number of weak rounds that we'll probably get to in this game, and I'm sure people who are watching, it was pretty clear that there was some gaps in the defense, for example, or just moments where they just weren't organized enough and coordinated. And it felt like it was simple things that the opening kills actually wasn't a big issue. They were doing a good job between Fesser, AZ on the op, actually getting the kills. Closing out the rounds was a different story.
Yeah, and the map was at least numerically close, but a lot of them were some really chaotic rounds. And bearing in mind that this was Hyena's map pick, right? This is their confident map, and yet they still didn't look tight enough to actually challenge this in a very meaningful way. Where do you think this goes for the rest of the series?
Yeah, the real weird part, just to touch on that for a second more, is that we look at Vertigo. There's lots of room for innovation on Vertigo. I didn't see any of it, so I'm not sure exactly what they prepared. But I didn't see any. I saw a strange boost that didn't look like it was legit, and then we didn't see any other boosts, and we didn't see any other weird like setups that made sense, and lots of gaps. So I don't really know what they actually brought to Vertigo that made them stand out from other teams. We go over Nuke. They just have the Danish edge. That's the only thing. They got the spirit of MSL. The sun as the face of the sun gleaming down above them, and again the mind of Gade.
I think MSL is co-streaming Flashpoint, so maybe you would like some of his insight there as well. Certainly an option for you. I'd love to hear some of his takes on his former teammate on that map.
Well, shout out to FPX though. Flashpoint partner org putting together a team on the table that's actually solid. I mean, I think that we kind of expected this result from Vertigo a little bit. I think we didn't know what to expect from Hyena's preparation or lack thereof, but for FPX, this is kind of what they've been doing for the last 6-8 months or so, where they've been pretty strong in terms of their structure. They can exploit weaknesses of opposing teams, and all in all, I think their individual ability in Farlig and Zen especially is just always going to help them kind of beat. They're kind of like the noob stompers. They're always just going to be on top of these kind of things.
Now, certainly they're looking like the stronger team thus far in this match, but we saw a pretty convincing win from NIP that turned into a loss in our first best of 3 of the day. That said, let's take a look a little bit more deeply at some of these rounds, and I'm afraid you're going to have to be the bad guy, Longers, for Hyenas, and talk about some of the lack of prep that you were mentioning earlier, starting with round 9.
Yeah, so I think this is just the round that gets really crazy here early on the T side, where it was just a lot of really strong, opening duels won by FPX to start out the CT side, and yeah, again they brought it back. But here's one that ends with Farley, basically swatting a fly off his shoulder with the final kill. But on the entrance into the site, they just have this problem with dealing with short shelf, and they don't have an appropriate way to do it. So they get this kill on Emmy as his cross replacement gets displaced a bit, and they know Farley's here. But then let's take a look at how annoying he becomes. Just a great shot down into yellow, and the bomb gets planted, and you can see Fesser's just like, I've got to deal with this right now. Like, I'm past control, I'm coming through the smoke, and he just gets swatted off. Ooh. I mean, there's just and that's just to highlight 2 things. Number one, that FPX individually were super strong. I mean, they definitely look very hard to play against and very good, but also that, yeah, as soon as they were made to be uncomfortable, there wasn't really any redeeming qualities about the way that Hyenas tried to come back in rounds.
All right, Maui, I'm going to let you be the hero of Hyenas and talk about at least some of the bright moments, because in terms of individual skill, we did see a very fun moment, at least from AZ in a 1v2.
Yeah, AZ has actually some of the best pro highlights, surprisingly, out of the past 4 or 5 years. It feels like once a year he's due for just this sick moment, and I'm not going to say this is a top 20 play of the year or anything like that, but I think we can jump into the clutch here that he has, which was a kind of like swag-esque, like very Braxy in how he played it out. The way he throws his pistol, he jiggles out all the angles very well. But we will actually start with how it all begins, and that's going to be actually all the way towards. Actually, wait, no. This is starting all the way back at mid, and FPX took so much space here, and this was actually Hyenas giving all of it away. This is actually a different kind of round where FPX surprisingly just got so much real estate towards middle, and I think they were even shocked by this. They were surprised that Hyenas had no rotator. Usually a team is going to have a player that, once they secure a ramp, come back to mid. There was no such player for that for Hyenas, and you could see the lack of protocols in a round such as this, where they just get surrounded, swarmed, and crunched on. And they're supposed to be the scavengers. They're supposed to be the Hyenas that can just feast upon these kinds of weaknesses when they smell blood in the water. But honestly, it was them that was bleeding out constantly throughout this match, and it was the Phoenix that was just scorching them.
Yeah, and this was round 20, so sorry about that, but this is the one where you do see just all of that ground being given up by Hyenas, even though it was a half pie coming in from FPX, and a lack of killer instinct, which maybe, they're not the Lions, they're the Hyenas, right? But FPX isn't going to really roll over and die on you, and if they do, they just come back because they're famous.
Sometimes when you gamble or stack or something, you're gonna look foolish, but it doesn't mean it was the wrong play. This one was just particularly weird because, you know, not watching mid for that long, then letting that much control being taken, and plus they knew it was versus a team who didn't have much money as well. So in some kind of anti-eco, you just generally cover your bases and, you know, fundamentally don't want to stack because you already have an advantage on both sides. So for them to leave that open, I think was really weird.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a little bit of a struggle. Now, what are we going to see on the next map? Because we're going into FPX's wheelhouse now. This should be a clean victory.
Sorry,
right?
this was actually Inferno, right? I think I kept saying Nuke.
Yeah, Nuke is the third map, I believe. Yeah, it went to the third map.
Right. So yeah, Inferno actually to pick this up. So this is a map that I've heard you Kinder say is the hardest map to prepare for in the entire pool. I think it's a really good map to stomp your opponent out if you're like a league above them or a tier above them. And the preparation just doesn't end on Inferno when it comes to the amount of variety you can have on Banana. It's very difficult to navigate the amount of grenades that can come your way. So I think this is FPX saying we've got more experience. And here's a map that, like, if you don't know the grenades that are coming at you, you're just going to lose this round, and you won't know how to come back into it. It's going to be too hard to call on the fly to adjust, and it's going to require a lot of preparation before the match. Which, I think it's just a pretty smart veto from FPX for that reason.
Yeah, I've listened to Devil Walk and the way he talks about Inferno, especially Banana Control, about kind of thinking in terms of who spends less money to take control of it, or if you give it up, did you spend significantly less so you can play a little later part of the round? And FPX have been actually really good at Banana because of this philosophy that he brings to the table, and that kind of forward thinking, I'm not sure if we're getting out of HYENAS right now. I don't know if there's any kind of leader behind them or coach that's actually helping them enough so they can outline what their kind of protocols, their way that they want to approach any kind of bomb site or any, like, their structure just seems scattered, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and talking about Devil Walk, a former professional player himself, what is he bringing to this roster? Because he's been a name that's been floating around Counter-Strike for a very long time.
Yeah, so, first major win was with Devil Walk on Fnatic way back in the day, and since then, I mean, when he appeared as a coach, to me, it didn't feel like he was going to be all in with coaching, but he really has been. I mean, he's just been dedicated, working with this team, staying with them. We've seen him be quite animated in spots and stuff from the outside, and from the content that he does, he seems very kind of like headstrong about his opinions when it comes to the game. But that just tells me he's dedicated. His philosophy is very like ironed out, and I kind of find that interesting how much he's invested into like thinking about the future strategy of the game. Because a lot of players who have stopped back then, they kind of lose their feel for what's going on. But Devwalk seems to be very in the know about all of the finer details. So he strikes me as an incredibly tactical coach, and also someone who they have a pretty good power dynamic, I think, with him at the top, and he can actually cut anybody on the team and that kind of thing. So they set the team up properly for him to have a huge impact, and I think it shows that he's very involved in a lot of the decisions they make.
Yeah, he also hasn't been a victim of kind of the coaching carousel that many teams have, where as soon as the performance dips, that's when the coach gets removed. Instead, it seems like it's a more vertical approach with the former Godset, now FunPlus Phoenix roster, where, like you're saying, Devil Walk has that control. How has that been working out for them?
Pretty well. I feel like FPX have been just kind of steadily getting better. And I think one thing that that Devil Walk does consistently well on a podcast or any content he puts out is that he essentializes concepts in a very consumable way. It's very easy to understand like why he says something. Like one phrase that I really think of when I think of Devil Walk quotes is that sometimes the pressure of a person's presence is more important or dangerous than actually going for the fight. So like he's kind of just broken down a concept like how important is your lurk, and he can help his players elevate their game because he makes it so easily digestible.
Like Socrates or Tumblr. You know what I mean? Like, it's either. He's so relatable with it.
What a fabulous analogy to end our analysis on. We're going to get into map 2, guys, and it's going to be going back to Lex and Bardolph.
Well then, we move to Inferno. HYENAS are going to have to do it the hard way. Their pick was in Vertigo, and they've lost it. So now they're going to have to steal one back from their opponent, FunPlus Phoenix. Can they do it?
Oh, well, I mean, the one thing that you could say, and we did say before Vertigo, but bears repeating, you had a lot of time to prepare for this, right? I mean, you knew your opponent was going to look like. You have a wide variety of demos you can go back, check out, anti-strat if you were prepared coming into the matchup. But, for Vertigo, if you didn't necessarily, and I think, Launder's kind of touched on it, that wasn't really anything there that stood out to me as being groundbreaking or showing that they really knew how to beat FPX. There didn't seem to be a formula there that was successful, so maybe it would be a little bit different here for Inferno. Early, maybe B-split coming out from FPX through the archway.
You can see the bomb is waiting patiently on T-Ram to see the results of this experiment in CT spawn, but surely it's a go command. We can see AZ looking for players down Banana, but nobody is there. Meanwhile, there are 3 players in CT spawn in construction now of the B bomb site, looking for Gade. So much jumping being done by Zen. He might have a broken spacebar soon, unless he's using the scroll wheel, probably the latter. Anyway, AZ still on Banana, trying to take out a bomb carrier. He's halfway there, but the cavalry came real quick. Could see Borup now 1 versus 3. Nice one tap from him, but the bomb's already headed towards the A bomb site, and it seems that he will be as well. Very funky pistol round, lots of action, and it will continue on A. See Emmy is ahead, getting that default bomb plant. We'll see if he's able to escape the situation. May have seen some of Borup there. It's partly showing. In fact, he will just fall back. So it could be a bait setup once they recognize where he is. In fact, Zen's going down long. Bomb's not planted for him, but he'll still get some tags. Borup inviting a peek. He doesn't have a defuse kit. Really needs to land that headshot, but he's going to have to do this the rough way. And be continuing to jump. And there's a one. I think it's too late for him to defuse the bomb now. Zen with that final kill. FunPlus Phoenix win the pistol.
Around the world with FPX, they go up mid, into Arch, into CT, into B, and back down mid. Back up to A. FPX get it done and take the pistol. And HYENAS, they knew what was coming. The smokes were very obvious, very telegraphed situation, but just did not have the personnel in the right positions to have an impact. FPX taking around the first of Inferno, and HYENAS electing to buy back into this. See whether or not AZ actually have 4 players over here towards Banana. This should be interesting, as 3 players from FPX are poised to meet this head on.
Oh dear, that's a nice stuff. Oh my god, the grenades! This is devastation for FunPlus Phoenix. They can still turn this around with some frags, but they are the recipients of them, trying to smoke off the bomb. Zen ahead of the smoke grenade. Hasn't killed Kiabi just yet. It just goes from bad to worse.
Wow.
1 minute 20 on the clock. HYENAS lose 1 player and absolutely obliterate FunPlus Phoenix on Banana.
An artillery strike at half wall. That's what Inferno is these days.
That was awesome.
Shout out to Astralis for showing the world the power of frag grenades, effectively ruining this map for B players. Those who default towards B on T side of this map, they feel the pain, and right there FPX felt it in full force.
Maiden going fishing in mid. My god, what a round. That was so fast. And it just felt so confident. Great use of utility. So the pistols are out for FunPlus Phoenix. They 4 straight back. We've got Tech 9s and Deagles. AZ comes off the angle on a sniper again, is AZ. Had some nice shots, some very nice shots on Vertigo if you missed it. It's worth checking out the replay. Some nasty highlight reel shots for AZ to no avail, having lost the map. Style points for sure though. The numbers will try to charge towards the A bomb site. They'll get there, and they'll die there as well, it looks like. AZ and Kiabi delivering. Maiden now 1 versus 3. Question of damage. Bomb plant becomes more and more unlikely as this rotation comes in from short, but who knows, maybe he could just win the round by elimination. The swing from Fessart forcing the issue. Gade will clean up. Very violent game of Inferno so far.
Yeah. A lot of bodies. FPX nearly stealing that one away. But it seemed as though this was going to be a clean round from HYENAS. Yakirby positioned perfectly. He almost gets a 4K. Instead only grabs 2 before he falls. But still, 4 players remain for HYENAS. And right there towards the end, Maiden kind of battling things back, getting some of those weapons out of the hands of the CTs. Means this round, obviously having lost the last 2, FPX kind of broke. Down to just Glocks and Deagles. Stico
into the apartments. And indeed, this is a... Oh. Oh, that's such a big opportunity for Stiko, but AZ is out of there. His teammate can hold the angle for him. That was a big opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just one of those moments. It kind of reminds you of Vertigo when they just are able to walk up mid, all of Hyenas unawares.
I love double peek. Professor and Gade working well together. Spraying a little burst afterwards.
Flawless.
I really like the updates. A really old update that was made to the game where you could do a burst and then tap afterwards, and the taps would be accurate, whereas before it would just be like a continuation of the spray pattern. I think that was a really important update to the game, especially if you're holding an angle, let's say B on Dusty or something, and someone's trying to make the way in a tunnel and you stop spraying but just tap or burst afterwards, preemptively in case they walk into it. It was an important update for sure.
Yeah, but now you're accurate. You can actually cleanly land a headshot. 3 players again over here towards B from Hyenas, and they'll face this boost, and I think Maiden actually falls off because of that flashbang.
And then
Little
the
did
beat
he
comes
know.
again.
Yeah.
Plenty of protein on Banana. Too much for the diets of the players. Sort of 2 men down now. Hyenas with AZ and Gade still towards this B bomb site. Almost a jump peak. Fishing for information. Meanwhile, we've got Stiko in the apartment showing some presence. We've got 2 CTs per site. AZ will start to head forward now. The boost, he's not ready for it. You can see the swing, so they know one more play is there. And here comes the charge. They know that it's probably Gade is alone on this B bomb site. Very likely indeed. Emmy knows his angles. Very clean shot from him. Not much for Hyenas to do now. You can see Stiko lurking in the apartments in case of rotation, but it would be a suicidal one. We'll see if they are hunted. There is a world where they're in CT, so they may not be hunted too early in this round, but that's a nice one from FunPlus Phoenix.
Yeah, and this really starts Fesser unsupported at Sandbags, sticking around just a bit too long. He goes 1 for 1, and on Inferno, that can always be so dangerous, just being able to split the CTs at will. And FPX didn't even wait that long. They just kind of bided their time. Threw a head boost up at half wall, and a re-aggressing Hyenas gave 1 more frag, and Gade had it all to do over at B. Tried to play around the smoke a bit, found his face being ripped off by an AK, and so as FPX grabbed their second here, Hyenas will be thankful if they get away with these 2 weapons, which Stiko will not challenge, it seems. Despite an early lead, FPX finding some success towards B. Nice shots there from Emmy.
Uringia. I have no idea what that means. Got the AUG on Gade now. So we got 2 scopes on the Hyenas team for round number 6. AZ continues the AWP. Farley with an aggressive angle. No challenge, however. And the fight for Banana begins. AZ with angles towards the bench. Farley's on the way. Ooh, just about escaping. Bunny hopping coming in clutch there. Long has been smoked off, so FunPlus Phoenix have established some control towards top mid very, very early on. 1 minute 20. And they emerge now towards the top mid position. But AZ's rotated the AWP towards short, which means that he can re-aggress later on. In the meantime, Maiden with a very aggressive play towards B. 3 smokes up in the at the front of the B bomb site. So not much information for Hyenas, but no sound either. And once again, it's 2 CTs per site. So if FunPlus Phoenix head towards A here, it will be a 4v2 situation.
Yeah, Pogdan's Law coming into effect. Emmy grabs the up. But AZ will be tested. Elusive with this op. Doesn't allow those early frags to go against him, at least not so far in Vertigo in this early Inferno, but the A play is already underway. We see Zen inside of CT spawn, and I don't think they have any idea that he could be up this far. Kirby almost gets caught off guard. But now pressed into the bomb site, both players towards pit.
Yeah, they're on the way now. The presence in CT spawn leaves the A players on an island alone. Help will not be on the way. So awkward for Hyenas. Borup unable to deliver. AZ needs more than that one. Oh, he's got a chance. He left a bunch of players in the red, actually. And here comes the cavalry and Kiabi. paper thin are the FunPlus Phoenix players, and the retake is very quick, very brief from HYENAS.
Wow, and honestly, like the two things that maybe you could say, well, I mean, the one big thing that I'll say about both maps so far for HYENAS that have been a positive has been AZ's AWPing. Able to find entries consistently, and nice pit hold there. Wasn't all too challenging for him, but considering how dire it looked from the minimap above, doing well to secure his team a fourth.
Yeah, no smokes up on long anymore. Allows the retake to come through. HYENAS were alive enough, long enough on the A bomb site for the help to come just in time. There's a HE down mid. And again, the fight for Banana begins. 3 players for HYENAS towards the B bomb site. Oh, 4 in fact, excuse me. 2 of them rotating now using their initial utility, and Fessa will continue to deliver the pain. The airstrikes are coming through. Maiden still alive somehow, and here's the swing from Fessa. Down he goes. Gade has a lot to do now. Again, there are players in the red looking away from the flashbang, and the peek is before it goes off. And that is an open B bomb site. Look at the lack of rotation from most of HYENAS. Kiabi will have a cursory look with the AK-47. Smoked off and flashed off. I don't think there's much for HYENAS to do here. Probably a kill through the smoke, but looks like that's it.
Just seems as though this is one round after another, slowly shifting favor back towards FPX.
They're actually going for it.
Okay, they double back, yeah.
Maybe the delay in the bomb plant. They've got a molly. They've got 2 smokes. They could isolate some fights. They could smoke off Banana, for example. And they change their mind again. And it's going to cost them one of their players as well. Some hesitation there, proving to be very expensive for HYENAS. It might cost them even more. They had plenty of time to save.
At least they're grabbing some of these frags, keeping the weapons out of the hands of FPX. Don't allow them to build a bank if you can help it. But obviously saving these weapons are paramount now. Stika was already on the hunt in CT spawn. They gotta know that this is a threat though, so unlikely for him to find anything. He will not. The 3rd round for FPX on the board. But HYENAS are running into some trouble over here. Obviously this is Fesser, I think the 3rd or 4th round in a row we've seen him dying over here at Sandbags. They are very adamant about not just yielding the control at Banana towards FPX, but FPX are just winning it outright at this point.
Chicken violence continues towards T-Ramp. Well then, AZ having a look-see. Flashed off the angle. Will he go back though? Indeed he will. Flashed off again. Will he go back again? Doesn't look like it. Slowly moving away. Smoke up by the half wall, of course. Initial extinguishing of the flames to offer that angle up. But I see Gade quietly creeping towards the B bomb site. So what is the plan for HYENAS here? Meantime, again, FunPlus Phoenix have been taking top mid a lot faster than you see from a lot of teams. And once more, they have established control, not really being challenged towards top mid. I hear lots of clicks, and it looks like someone's calling a not live, I'm assuming, because the players are moving away. So I suppose somebody's having an issue. There's a round restore. No damage was done, so hopefully it resumes quickly. Looks like it might do.
Yeah, it seems like FPX, I mean, they've met resistance at Banana most of these rounds, but you know, I don't know whether or not their pause is maybe called as they did it. But also, we're not really contested over there at top mid, so still 4-3 now. So we wait for this pause to be handled. And we're back.
Off we go again. Farley with a fast peek. Again, no challenge, but Gade is close to top mid. And I wonder if HYENAS will change their approach as far as top mid is concerned. Big fights on Banana in terms of utility for control. And indeed, we've previously had 4 towards B. Now we see 4 top mid. So maybe HYENAS trying to play against the top mid takes of FunPlus Phoenix. In the previous round it was about now when they took top mid, but this time they're focusing a little more on banana presence, but they are just around the corner from top mid. No sound cues on that Molotov. Stiko creeping around the boiler once again. It seems that as HYENAS change their approach, FunPlus Phoenix may do the same.
Yeah, FPX being essentially given banana control, like to just roll into a B execute, but one pop flash is all it's going to take to start it out. Fessor finds the first. Newman
Fessor through the smoke. Just going fishing with the silenced M4. Glad it's got more bullets than it used to. It's the banana smoke for retake purposes. That will separate Stiko from the rest. He's looking to head through it though. And Kirby's on a very slow flank in that respect. So HYENAS progresses. Fessor caught in no man's land. His teammates a bit further back, not really in position to trade. 4 on 4. And Kirby still moving up banana, but his teammates are falling one by one. That bomb's pretty far ticked, and I think Gade has to fall back now. Kirby still moving up, but this round's already over.
Yeah, there's just nothing for HYENAS to do here. They gave up a lot of control as the frags tumble the opposite direction for them. It'll be all tied up with 4s each. FPX back in it now. That's really 2 rounds in a row for them, so not quite sure what the money situation is like for HYENAS, but wait to see whether or not they have an answer for this rapid mid control. And the banana control, I mean, it kind of hasn't ever been an issue for FPX once they've gotten some utility, gotten some weapons on their backs. And, you know, I think there was an early car peek there from AZ. Didn't see anything, dropped the Molotov on the way out, and just didn't catch 2 players chasing him up towards car. So the rotations were just kind of misaligned there for HYENAS.
Ten seconds before the action resumes. 4 apiece. Really difficult to see where this one's going at present. The AKs and AWP are out for FunPlus Phoenix, but on the other side for HYENAS, just the AK for Kirby. Actually, it does feel like FunPlus Phoenix are the stronger team here on Inferno. But there is room for HYENAS to do something still. Maybe not in this particular round. Kirby will try to turret them, but Emmy will deny. I'm loving Emmy's performance in general.
Me too.
It's been really impressive. All things considered.
It's always fun to see the new guy living up to expectations.
Nobody home. 3 USPs on the road. There is a pop flash, which is about to be deployed. Avoided by Maiden, and Gade will also be dealt with. They know where the pop flash came from. The bomb will head towards B while the last player is surrounded. And there's 5 on the board for FunPlus Phoenix. The AK taken away, but HYENAS have the money to buy. They may be light on grenades for this round. Here and there. Borup with 2 grenades. Kirby will buy the decoy to make it 4. No AWP in this round.
That's a big point for me. You know, one of the things that I would say AZ's really been performing well with it. Something that HYENAS, when they're winning rounds, a lot of the times it's because of him and his ability to open frags with the op. So not having it here will mean they're probably going to be tested over here at Banana a little bit harder, considering they know that, well, they may not know that there's no AWP in play, but they seem to have gleaned that already.
A lot of smokes around that B bomb site. We'll see if Maiden tries to creep through. He's got a slight gap to play with. Stiko will be dropped through the smoke, and how about that for 2 kills? Emmy, of course, with 1 through the smoke, and Maiden will try to get some more for his team, and he'll do exactly that. Massive headshot in CT, shuts this down again. HYENAS keep getting deleted on one side of the map, leaving the remainder to simply save. Or go for a late attempt and die, but they're just surging into sites, out-fragging, And that's it, really.
Something that's a little curious to me is the fact that, you know, even as there are 2 or 3 players from FPX in water fighting at B, you know, there's no CT rotator even halfway through CT spawn, meaning they just left the archway. I wonder what's keeping the rotations. I mean, the other side of the map, there may be just 1 or 2 players. You know, I think it was Sticko over there. Maybe the Hall's lurk position, you know, try and grab some big control on his own. But they must be expending some utility into denying information for Hyenas, as their rotations have just seemingly been wrong every single round in this half. And I mean, the scoreline kind of lends to that, where FPX at will are walking up to these bomb sites, executing into them, and finding the frags.
I was really interested to see the round play out when Hyenas had 4 players top mid, but then FPX went towards Banana instead. I would have liked to have seen that clash with the pacing that FunPlus Phoenix had with their top mid presence, but I haven't seen too much of it since that round. They've just changed their approach somewhat. Double HE grenades. Say a big hello to Hyenas top Banana. An ill-equipped Hyenas in round 11. 2 rifles, some pistols here and there. Maybe dependent on some flashbangs. But there's a lack of them towards this B bomb site. Got a smoke for Gade, all the flashes are towards A, it seems.
Yeah, and once again, all the noises over here towards B. All the utilities out. And, you know, they might not end here as the bomb and most of FPX are moving back towards A. But Hyenas are just now moving towards B with their 1 rotator, so just 2 players, and I think they might be both the rifles over here at A. And it may just be luck that, as it happens, they're in the right place at the right time, but it would require them to both have a pretty valiant defense over here at A.
Oh, a very quiet, careful rotation into the pit. Second play up. You can see the Pistoleros rotating over towards CT. Kiabi dropped and so is AZ. The brutality continues. And they're not taking anything for granted. You can see Borups in the pit as well. Good for 1. Very promptly deleted by FunPlus Phoenix. Those weapons are well protected as well. They will be hard to retrieve, of course, being on the wrong side of the bomb site. Hyenas is being somewhat victimized in this round, as they should be, when only 2 of the 5 players have pistols, lack of utility and such. FunPlus Phoenix with a 7th round on the board. It's unfortunate timing for Fessa. I played a game with him a few weeks ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Good spirits, a lot of energy, very positive.
Nice.
So I think it'd be a good addition to a team personality-wise. So after the reset post-pistol round, we've only had 1 recent round for Hyenas, really, but now is a chance for them to turn things around. It's a big bite. The AWP is here again in the hands of AZ. Plenty of utility in Orgon Gate and such. Starts with the utility war on Banana. So we've seen it's very deep and aggressive from FunPlus Phoenix, and Hyenas won't do too much to challenge it, but there may be a pop flash play afterwards. There we go. Zen blind as well. AZ, will he re-emerge with AWP? He will, into the waiting hands of Farley, and again it's a disaster. There is a 3rd man on the bomb side, but how many frags can he be good for, Gade? Kiabi could deploy a flash, but will it come in time? He's been spotted from the fountain position. I can't believe he's got that headshot. Where's the flash? Comes in, but he can't be helped. He's dead. He's gone. And again, the A players have to save. That's it. They just can't get there in time.
Yeah, this battle at B has just been so one-sided this entire half. Hyenas coming out with a pop flash play, but it's like FPX were in their own comms. Quickly sprinted away from corner back towards half wall to play anti-flash. 2 different players from FPX posted on it. AZ creeped out in that corner after the pop flash came through and got deleted instantly, and it's just like, you know, you're doing the right things, but the way you've developed the half, the conditioning that's gone through, it's as though you're out of tricks.
Kiabi's stats are really weird as well because, again, it's too late to rotate and he's saving a lot.
Right.
So he's 12 for 4 at the moment.
He's playing out of his mind.
Yeah. Kiabi's carrying. Somebody would log into a website and say right now.
The inevitable HLTV comment.
Judging on these scores, this. 6 rounds in a row for FunPlus Phoenix, and again, like, HYENAS didn't want to challenge properly for Banana. You can see how important it is and why people spend so much money throwing things down Banana to try and control it, because, again, giving it up early, they're just not on the right end of the fights. And FPX surrendering in B repeatedly. And we're just not seeing that much. You can see Kiabi with a quick jiggle top mid to just finding some information. And they've been immediately smoked off. How about this for some speed? A minute 40 almost. And they've got a boost behind a smoke. There will be flashbangs though, I'm sure. See Farley having a look. No flash, in fact. That's some serious airtime from Kiabi. But there will be a death through the smoke. Falling back to the site now. Stiko has an angle as well. Really nice gap in that smoke. HYENAS just being outmaneuvered, out-positioned. They don't really have an answer to anything FPX are doing at the moment, it seems. But that could be one. Kiabi with two-man spray down, running low on bullets though. Fest is here as well for a time. 2 on 2. Stiko repositioning. Kiabi up close, no smoke up long, and that allows Gay to help. Now Maiden will race away. Thought that one was in the bag for FPX, apparently not. Gade slowly making his way to Speedway. I don't think he got the sound cue of Maiden moving past. So he's got a 1 versus 2 of the AWP. Now how deep does he think it's reasonable to make a play with this AWP Maiden? You can see him in construction, holding the CT spawn position. Will there be a jump past, I wonder? Which angle does he hold? Well, he's been spotted now, surely. There we go, nice shot onto Kiabi, 1v1, and he makes it look easy. 9 rounds on the board for FPX.
Yeah, maybe that was HYENAS' moment. Maybe that was where they turn things around and the comeback starts. Instead, Maiden wins the foot race back to B. Essentially has his 2 frags easily thrown his way. So nice clutch from him to claim their 9th FPX, continuing to dominate the game. It's a nice little spray transfer there at A from Kirby, but it was all for naught. HYENAS here will call attack, talk it over, figure things out. As there have been a significant amount of rounds straight for FPX.
Yeah, it's a big string of rounds. HYENAS not quite ready to defend on Inferno, it seems. Well, they've got a chance for 6 rounds, and that could be something. Maybe they have a strong T side as well. We shall see, but first come 2 more rounds. Kiabi. Oh, such a risky way to play. So what does he get out of doing that? Because he's peeking for information.
Well, he's trying to hold on to his smoke as long as possible. Trying to milk this clock as much as he can. Don't want to burn any utility if you don't have to. Don't want to burn any pop flashes, and at least... Well, actually, Emmy seems wise to the fact that they're giving him all this map control, and he may be able to just get away with it.
Okay. Oh my god, it's a trackball, surely. That is most unfortunate. Maiden now moving through the site, catches AZ, pushing through the smoke by the Vespa. He's not going for a ride today. Labored spray in the pit, but the result is the same for FunPlus Phoenix. They take the site. Players on the other side of the map can do nothing. They are helpless, their hands are tied. All they can do is bear witness to the sounds of their colleagues dying.
Yeah, this is just how Inferno can be sometimes. When you're losing one particular battle on the map, you're just playing retake strike for 15 rounds straight, but sometimes shoes on the other foot, now you're hanging out at B wondering what went wrong at A. But it seems HYENAS just have nothing but problems at this point.
I have never lost a retake attempt.
Never?
Never.
Tell me more. You got a big smile on your face as you're saying this to me.
Yeah, I know. I'm a terrible liar.
Oh, man.
Double figures. Look at it. From 9 to 10. Lovely. Solid start from FunPlus Phoenix. Well then, let's see what HYENAS have to offer in this final round of the first half, at least in terms of weaponry. Kiabi starts this round of 2150 in the bank. Not ideal at all.
You know what's interesting is the fact that I think the very first gun round, the round that they ecoed basically the third and the fourth rounds that Hyenas won, and even the second one when they had the 4 deagles towards B. Hyenas did it off the back of winning the battle at Banana. And, well, 10 rounds or whatever later, I don't think they've even attempted to really take Banana once. It's as though they've been punished into submission and decided they'd rather just dump their utility and fall back every time. And look at this, FPX are just waiting the nades out. There's an approximate 16 damage on the Maiden from those grenades that they threw. And they're getting Banana for completely free. And despite the fact that they've expended a lot of their utility, you know, Bomb's already moving back towards B, and Sticko's continuing this pressure towards A almost alone. And Farley getting this pick on B means that they could just contact in, James.
Yeah, FunPlus Phoenix being bullied on this, well, across the map, really. Where is Bully Hunters? What's the number again?
I don't know, but look at Maiden right now. This man's going on a walk.
Yeah, this is just way too much control. It's just not normal. It is simply not normal. Just giving Maiden the space for an individual performance. Borup still boosted on short, despite all this action, and surely he's got to drop off now. And well, Zen will just keep him entertained. Death by paper cuts is what this is. Lovely skin though. 11-4, FunPlus Phoenix. A train they run on Hyenas on the T side. Can Hyenas do the same? Can they get revenge on their T side? Find out after the break. Well then, is there any hope for Hyenas, Lex? Is there hope? No?
No, that's my honest answer.
It's not looking likely. It's looking unlikely.
My caster answer is there's always a chance, James, and we'll find out here after this very important pistol round.
Well, if you think there's hope, we can see the odds are currently 13-1 on Unicorn, so more power to you if you're brave enough. Zen's in the apartments of the CZ75, man after my own heart. Nice to choke a point off with that. Bit of body blocking. You can see Farley just giving some sound cues. This is a bait setup now, and it might just work out. Let's see if they chase him. The CZ from Zen, the bait, but sometimes it be like that. You got everything ready for a juicy play, and you get utterly denied. Barely fired a shot. 5v3. This is what Hyenas needed. A great start, but they need a great finish to this pistol round as well. Still dangerous. We've got 2 smokes of HE for FunPlus Phoenix. I'd love to see that land in the sight, but I'm not sure if Maiden will find the angle. He's on the way. Or is he? He falling back for a save.
Yep, saving the armor. 2 solid USPs for FBX, and they don't win it. Can you believe it, James?
Damn.
Yeah, Emmy has one, and I think it was Zen, I guess.
It's a great pistol. It's underrated. I think it should be 10 times the price it is now.
You said you're a CZ man?
Well, I like the idea of the CZ in the Apson Inferno in a pistol round.
Okay.
So if I normally have like a smoke. I think I have the 5.7 equipped at the moment.
Me too.
But I'll have like a smoke and a 5.7 or a smoke and a defuse, and I'd run into apps, see if people are in second mids. I used to go towards the end of the balcony, and if they're rushing at balcony, I'll drop the smoke and then body block, and then just spam them, you know?
Yeah.
But that's, I try and use the smoke either top mid or in apartments, depending on what's happening. But, you know, the CZ or a 5.7, like a gun with a bunch of bullets, probably I'd prefer the 5.7 to be honest, because I don't know how many kills you're going to get from that one clip with the magazine, rather, with the CZ and a long reload in a pistol round.
I mean, I kind of figure now from what you're telling me. Are you a dualies man? Okay, Baden.
On occasion. I fat finger dualies sometimes. But I'd normally go for a 5.7. But sometimes dualies, yes.
Respect.
Dual elites. For the CSGO, for the Counter-Strike veterans among us. They were elites, now they're Berettas, right?
Berettas.
That way round? Yeah.
Well, they were called dual elites, yeah.
Yeah. I have a Beretta, but it's a shotgun.
You a trap and skeet shooter? Or a
Yes.
hunter?
No. Just clay pigeons.
Me too. Sport
Orange
clays.
discs.
Yo.
I'm going to start rifle shooting when I get home, though.
Okay.
Also, just targets. 50 seconds left. Hyenas have lost a man in this anti-force buy that we see. Desert Eagles and Kevlar. They've isolated some fights with these smokes. They need to press on before this rotation comes in. Oh boy, another casualty hits the deck. FunPlus Phoenix having plenty of fun in this round. Zen threatening to creep through the smoke. Just can't wait, just can't hold on.
Wow.
But his teammates will be able to clean up. 12-5, they'll take an AK-47 and a Galil into round number 18.
Yeah. Maiden really started it off at top and end with a Deagle decapitation. Nice little one dinger, but I mean, it was Emmy over there at A holding rock steady. I don't think either of the opponents that he fragged actually were even looking at him, but nevertheless. Okay, that's a beauty from Sticko through the smoke. 12-5.
Send tweets to Stico, ask for pictures of his keyboard. He is custom keyboard crew.
Favorite Switch of all time, James, go.
Zelios. I haven't used that many, to be honest.
Oh.
Okay, could be two here. Got to be real careful. Well, there's a barbecue. So that will help calm things down. Risks taken by Hyenas in a round where they can take the risks because they've got little to lose. Desert Eagles. Somebody was tweeting me the other day saying it does too much damage. And I'm like, it's a classic, iconic weapon in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
And it should remain the same. 13-5, FunPlus Phoenix. Moving closer to victory, edging forward now. Both teams winning their T pistols and both getting reset post-pistol.
Now, if I really wanted to analyze this round, I don't know what you even do as Hyenas here. Except for maybe roll over and accept your fate. It's 13-5. At no point have you been in control of this game at all. And that's tough to say because, I mean, well, first of all, I bet a lot of unicorn points on them. Well, just 250, I suppose.
Yeah, same. So you did 750 NIP?
Yeah.
We did the same bet?
Yeah, it's been a painful day.
Yeah. At least the vice top frag.
True. Good for him.
That is what a cleanup looks like. Cleanup operation. Floors bleached on banana. 14-5.
5 plants farmed at banana. Just a frag fest. Maiden just jumping on the car, nosies against unarmored Glocks. That's somebody who's hungry for it. You'd love to see it. Emmy cleans it up.
I have not seen that lineup ever.
Deep mid, maybe? Yeah.
Okay. Very deep indeed. And respect. Oh, another one. Oh boy. He's not happy with that, is he? He is not happy with that, AZ. Kirby creeping up top mid and forced away again. I used to meet AZ in deathmatch servers every day. We had a running tally on I can't remember if I think on knifing each other on a deathmatch server. I'm out here in America now.
Who won?
I think he was winning by like 2 knives.
Okay.
You know, that stuff means a lot to me.
I figured, I didn't want to like. Nice mid-round aggression here. Up Halls from Stego finds 2.
Yeah, it just gets better and better. That's a favourable gap for Maiden. Spots Borup cross,
Wow.
and HYENAS just not really given much here. Not given much at all. Where's he off to now, Maiden? In the corner. Oh, this is going to be brutal. This is going to hurt.
I think maybe 10 AK shots were fired throughout that entire round, despite it being a full buy for HYENAS. All the 5 of those players just getting caught off by a beautiful set of just like walk plays from FPX to gain a little bit of ground, spray the smoke, find the mark. 15-5, FPX in full control, continuing that trend from Vertigo. And HYENAS at least showed a little bit of life in the last map, but it is, as every single caster and analyst loves to say, done and dusted, seemingly so. Already a fast mid play from HYENAS, though. Fast play catches off Farley.
Oh. Stiko moving deep up. Plenty of sound cues. Completely blind, and there's a ding-dong from Fessa. Maybe it's not over just yet. There is rotation, though. That's a bad spray from Zen. Oh, boy. Some revenge from HYENAS, for HYENAS.
Yeah, this is how they started to come back in Vertigo. I say come back, but it was like 5 rounds.
Yeah, there's money for FPX. Maiden could do with saving this weapon, though, because Emmy's a little short, although, well, I mean, let's be honest, Farley's got 7.5k, so they're fine either way. But he'll still just conserve this for the next round. Well, it's a long road back for HYENAS, a very long road indeed. Again, their pick was Vertigo. They lost Vertigo 11-16. And FunPlus Phoenix looking very strong here on Inferno. A rare round for HYENAS as they move to 6. I think Freya painted the HYENAS rock on our last broadcast.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it was, because she wouldn't make hyena noise. But I did the honors. I think it was a solid hyena noise. I will not offer another repeat performance right now. But
Why not? You were killing it. You did it several times, even by request, and it was, I mean...
I was in my elements at the time, you know.
I think I've heard most of the talent and their best hyena impressions, and no one wowed me as much as yours.
There's a flow of hyena noise consciousness.
You gotta channel the elements. You gotta get into the mindset first. I gotcha.
Yeah. Can't just do it, you know, willy-nilly.
Oh, dude, I'm not. Would never ask you to submit yourself to...
It's about respect.
Yeah. Right? Like, you do hyena noises when you want.
Oh, note this. Okay, so Kiabi stands on that barrel.
Silent jump.
Exactly. It allows the T's to go into the apartments without a sound cue.
And a lot of teams will sit at lane and huck frag grenades over the top of the roof, and it's not fun getting bonked on the head, 48 damage or whatever it is, mid-round as you're trying to get up there, but that sound cue will betray you then. Of course, you can always aggro through Boiler, but it's a cute little silent jump. Seen a few people do that, but my team is not advanced enough to personally be doing that. Someday, we'll get there.
We can see that FPX still have information towards top mid. And they've got 2 players on long, preparing for a rotation, it seems. No response from HYENAS. There's a slight gap there.
Yeah, that's intentional, I think. I've seen them 2 or 3 times playing from water for this specific gap, and look at that damage.
Maiden again creeping through, but Fess is ready for it on this occasion. There is still a second player on this bomb site in Zen. Little spray through and some revenge on Fessa. The flashbang comes for the player at New Box. Will it come in time for it? Completely blind. Here's a second kill onto AZ as well. Kiabi and Gade remain 2 versus 4 against match point for FunPlus Phoenix. Cutting off the rotation at least, but a bomb is still on the bomb site. Nice tag through the smoke, but Kiabi's left alone 1 versus 3, and that's wrap. Running out of time. 16-6, FunPlus Phoenix outclassing Hyenas in this series. I think it's reasonable to say.
Oh yeah, no, definitely FPX showing no cracks, no loss of form. And Hyenas, you know, this is their debut with this roster and debut under this name as well. And unfortunate for them, 0-2, a decisive one at that. And you know, GG, well played.
Yeah, I think the future matches for Hyenas are going to be difficult from what we've seen here. I think that it's going to be an uphill struggle. Going beyond the RMR, we'll see if if the roster sticks together and so on. But that was a very strong performance from FPX. There was, I suppose, a lack of challenge in this series for them. So more power to them. I think their true tests are to come in the bracket later on. I'm sure we'll see that over at the blind spot a bit later on. Speaking of the blind spot, it's time to head over there. Best hyena noises, go.
Is anybody going to take him up on that challenge?
No.
Noises? No.
I don't even know.
Oh my god.
Maybe it needs to be a sad
Okay.
hyena noise.
Now do a dolphin. Now do a pony. That was like BoJack Horseman just after a few beers.
Well, we're not here just to make hyena noises. We are here to be breaking things down. Unfortunately for Hyenas, things broke down in other ways for them. We weren't really sure what to expect of them coming into this one, gentlemen. So did you learn anything from seeing Hyenas in their debut match?
Unfortunately, it wasn't a bad version of FPX, too. FPX were just so clean. They looked really, really strong, and I picked both underdogs today because I figured, okay, well, first of all, I went through, I was like, is there a chance Anonymous could win? And then it was like 4-1 odds for the point system, how we do predictions, so I took it. And then for this game, I was like, well, if I took Anonymous, I have to take Hyenas. But when you see this, it really felt like there was much more of a difference between FPX and Hyenas than there was with NIP and Anonymous. Anonymous? It's like a cereal.
Anonymous is a team that was a little bit more of a known quantity. I mean, we saw them in the closed qualifier. They look pretty strong there. Hyenas, we don't really know what they're working with. And even teams that on paper look like their debut should be good or even solid, like they sometimes fall flat for their first couple matches. I mean, Cloud9 being a big example of that in recent history. And Hyenas...
Too soon, then.
I wouldn't even... Yeah, I know. Even on... Especially on Flashpoint, right? Like, but Hyenas, like, they're not, even on paper, supposed to be as strong as Cloud9, so...
Yeah. Well, if you can hear a bit of shaking noise in the background, is the wonderful bartender, Monty. What are you creating for us today, Monty?
Okay, so sorry, I had to get my mic, and I'm gonna dodge around for the cameras. So we have the wrong way. The Swedish Gamble today.
Okay.
But this is a variation of the Bramble, which is a pretty classic cocktail right now. Very summery, usually made with gin and lemon juice and creme de mure, which is blackberry liqueur.
Oof. I'm going to like this one.
But
Sounds good.
But see, the reason why we're doing the Swedish version of it is that, well, first off, we did have NIP play today. And second off, it's because we're using Aquavit, which is a Scandinavian spirit that is made with caraway or dill instead of juniper. So it's similar to gin. So I've never made it with Aquavit before, so we're going to see if it's good.
Nice. Okay.
Will it make the drink lime green like the logo? Wait, is NIP logo? What is the logo?
Yeah, like lime green.
Caution tape yellow.
Yeah, it's a caution tape yellow. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Will it change the color of the drink?
An opposite to purple.
It will be purple.
Purple. Okay, close enough. They match. They complement, I think. So that's good.
So I'm going to continue making the drink while you.
Yeah.
Okay,
You go ahead, and we'll keep on discussing this matchup because I think there are some things to be said, about FPX. Because as you were saying, Launders, it wasn't, it was a pretty decent version of FPX that turned up to the server today.
Yeah, they didn't have a snacks.
They didn't?
Hyenas didn't have a snacks. You know what I mean? Like as the upset team when you were watching Anonymous play, Snacks, even though there was the one round where he missed like 3 shots in the back of sight on B on Nuke or whatever, for that game he was making so many heads-up plays, so many reads. He was in so many positions it would be hard to expect him to be in. But Hyenas didn't have that quality. They played just kind of standard and then just kind of lost because they were playing standard.
I think what's really cool about Snacks on this roster for Anonymous is that Snacks was never short in the cerebral department.
He's also pretty tall.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's just a really smart player through and through.
He's tall mentally and physically. Yeah.
Exactly. He's just a big fella in all respects, actually. But a big brain is the main important.
Yeah.
Like that's the big part here.
Right.
And honestly, with an op, what Snacks can do is he can use his intelligence and his game sense to just manipulate situations a lot better. That sometimes when you see older players with rifles, honestly, you're kind of like, oh man, I really wish they would have hit that one. But you don't really have to worry about that as much with the op. And it's not like he hit nutty shots with the op over and over. It was more like he just was looking in the right place at the right time almost every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we saw him in the closed qualifier, I know the wonderful Jackie was doing it with me as well, and Davey. And it was kind of interesting that kind of seeing him adapt to that primary AWP role, because obviously we've seen him in previous teams, picking up the AWP and stuff. And when I was speaking to when I was speaking to Innocent, he was saying that the team he played previously on as well, he was kind of getting used to this primary AWP role. So what did you kind of make, or what did you make, Launders, of kind of seeing Snacks taking on this role and what he was kind of bringing to the team?
I think the number one thing is like what makes Simple so good. Like everyone knows CT side nuke, like where you're supposed to generally be, in hell, in heaven, rotating ramp or overstacking certain spots. But the difference between like Simple and then everybody else is just that when he believes it's going to be the right site, he's going to be like boosted up in ramp. Or if he thinks it's going to be lower at all, he's going to get to the back of the site right behind the silo on the floor. Oh, the drinks.
Wow.
Straws as well.
That looks delicious.
Paper straws as well. Save the tails, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No plastic here.
They're going to eat these in the ocean. They can consume papers.
And Snacks was doing that. So sometimes he really fell on his face with some of the shots that he missed. But then a lot of the times he was having insane impact because he was very dedicated to the sites he thought they were going to be at. And it made me feel like Snacks, because he's just spent so much time not playing in the tier 1, but he's just such a quality player from the past that like he was waiting for this moment to play against an actually good team and a really big official finally, so he could just flex how he knows exactly how they're going to think and where they're going to go and everything. So I think he showed that, even though his mechanics weren't always there. I think he showed that he knew what they wanted to do.
Yeah, when we're flipping on over to the other underdogs that we saw just in this match as well, in Hyenas,
Go ahead.
oh yeah, actually, let's taste the drink.
Go for
oh no,
it.
wait,
let's
Lawrence
wait
hasn't
for-
got his. Let's wait for everybody to have it.
So kind, okay.
I'm kind of wondering from your perspective where it was lacking for Hyenas, because we see some of these names that had that skill and experience, not as much as Snacks, but yeah, where do you think the sort of main place that was lacking for them?
I just think overall protocols, they were lacking in a lot of sense. Like I think actually their early rounds were surprisingly fun, I would say. Like they're explosive. Yeah, Fessor and AZ, especially on Vertigo, were really kicking those rounds off right. But it was just when the rounds broke down, FPX, they relied on their experience and were able to break down a lot of situations that really aren't like super complex, but they're just like the second stage of a round where it felt like Hyenas just did not really have an idea of what they should be doing at that point.
Lex, did you have any
that right,
takes on the game?
Hyenas.
Maybe do a hyena noise to start things off.
My mic's- oh, there it is.
There we go.
We're
There we
live.
go.
My hot takes about Hyenas. I don't know, man. They really did just get outclassed.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't even seem like FPX was challenged at all, even when they slid some rounds on Vertigo. Just some really solid retakes, even got them on the board in the first place. I think it's just going to be a tall task for Hyenas to come up with a couple maps that they can lean on that are actually going to be competitive against tier 1 teams.
Oh, do I have to paint the rock, by the way? Can I still
Oh,
do
yeah.
that?
Yeah. You're painting the rock today, man.
Can I show
Well,
you?
you got to have a sip of your drink first.
Okay, yeah.
When
wait for
this
that.
is made.
Actually, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Got to have a cheers. Oh, James has joined us
James just
as well.
comes for drinks. He's
Right?
actually, he's like a hyena.
This guy doesn't
scavenger,
even take a
just shows
microphone.
up,
He just walks over and just
scrapes
drinks
some
and
meat
walks
off
away.
the ground, walks away.
Hold on a second.
exactly.
What are these? What do y'all have?
And he always
this is
dresses in a way that's
Monty
like you can't get me to work right now.
the Swedish gamble.
Are these the gambles?
Yes,
Gotcha.
yeah. And a nice purple tone to it as well. I'm a big fan of this color.
What's that purple stuff?
Yeah,
It looks cool.
it does look very cool. Well, we'll wait for everybody to get the drinks.
Yeah,
before-
I'm not even stirring it yet. Just
So-
keep the gradient intact.
Considering we were talking about Hyenas, considering I painted my rock as well to be the first team out, do you see any hope for redemption for Hyenas?
They gotta play
as it goes
NIP.
to the lower bracket.
They
Yeah.
have to play NIP? No. It's donezo.
Oh shoot! I was actually going to do NIP, but then just for fun, just to see what the logo would look like because that's probably the hardest one to paint.
But yeah, that's not.
You want an
that's
easy one.
happening.
Complexity is still up for grabs.
Yeah. No, I wanted a really hard one, so I'd have an excuse for why it looks bad.
Oh, okay, that's fun. That's a fun way to do this.
Yeah, I am happy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
an earpiece in? Maybe that's why. Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, you can't even.
Ooh, that smells delicious.
We're
What
in
is this?
business. Thank you,
This
sir.
is an absolute treat. Thank you.
All right,
Monty.
cheers. Let's
So
cheers.
much,
Monty. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers
GG's.
to the Swedish gamble.
Not reaching
Thank you,
over there.
Monty. Thank you, Monty, for these.
Thanks, Monty.
Ooh, that is
Liquor.
good. Man, I didn't think anything was going to beat the flaming shot, but here we go. That's really good.
That's
Is there
delicious.
licorice? Did you say
You made the same face I did, Launders.
the licorice face?
It's like a...
Some anise or caraway flavor in the aquavit.
Right. Okay. Cool.
good
It's very
though.
bright. It's got a lot of flavors that stand out, which is cool.
Yeah.
But they
No,
all
it's
seem
good.
to
What
have
is
enough
this thing?
space to exist.
You can watch the replay of the show, James. It's a Scandinavian spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the tang of it.
Traditional
tangy, yeah.
Scandinavian liquor. Marvelous.
Well, before we start drinking too much, we've got to check in with our winners, of course. I believe we do have Stiko on the line to have a chat with us after that win. First of all, congratulations, man, if you can. Can you hear us all good? Congrats, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, Stiko?
Hey guys.
How's your keyboard?
Yeah, it's been really nice, man, today. I
Let's
didn't
see it.
shoot a lot of frags, but
Oh.
Look at that keyboard. Spicy keyboard right
What
there.
did you make
Keyboard
this
was
for?
there.
him,
No, Tehar did. Tehar types.
Ah,
or- Oh, okay.
very nice. Stiko, we weren't really too sure what to expect of Hyenas coming into this one, because we haven't seen this team playing together. So how did that, did it affect your practice and preparation at all, or was it mainly just focusing on yourselves as a team?
yeah, so we didn't know what to expect as well, but we just generally knew that obviously Danish players, they will play Danish kind of Counter-Strike, but
Yes.
it felt like playing a faceit stack against 5 Danish people.
Oh.
That's never wa- I'm really happy with the win, just for the sake of the fact that I didn't really like that they're in the tournament throughout the loophole that Valve created, and that they immediately sub in Cage and B out for Fester just to get a spot. So I think they're gonna have fun time in lower bracket. I hope
Against
And
NIP?
will win 2-0.
Yeah.
Might not be a long time,
I
but a
hope
good
they will
time.
have no chance.
Oh. God. Snap down.
Wow. Okay.
I like it.
So
They
okay.
didn't deserve the spot in my opinion. So
Okay. Well, when I watched Vertigo, I really thought they didn't really bring much in terms of like innovation to the map. They didn't really do anything interesting. Is that how you felt as well?
yeah, I've been. It was pretty rough because they were looking for individual duels. It feels like, and they were. I mean, they're always good at shooting, these players. So once it came down to the actual clutch scenarios and executes, they were a little bit sloppy. So we kind of abused it as well with playing retakes a lot, because we knew that there's going to be potential gaps that we can look for the kills. In between smokes, the timings weren't there for the flashes. I remember one round on B side where I just completely outplayed with 4 kills, and the flash just wasn't there and it wasn't coming. I'm pretty sure the more structured team would have done a better job. So we kind of knew what to exploit.
I'm curious, Stiko, because I know there's rumblings generally with like other people in the EU scene. Did anybody you knew talk about how Hyenas was scrimming? Like, were there rumors that like Hyenas was a good scrim team even, or was it just more like this team doesn't have it yet?
No, we didn't scrim them at all. In fact, we played Cage and B's team at one point on Inferno in scrim, and we on purposely didn't run a single strat, and we were just
Hiding
screwing
it.
around because we were thinking that he might get information out. So
I like
that
it.
was one of the instances that we were really careful about it. Since we didn't have any data, they had a lot of data because we're a team. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always kind of a nightmare, right? You just like no data. Like, what are they going to try to do? Was the veto any surprise or anything like that? Like, did you kind of have an idea of what maps they might like? Did you worry about where your pick was, or did you feel like you had options? You're just like whatever.
Feels like we didn't expect a vertical pick by them at all. Since I said it's pretty hard map to play. You have to have a structure, and we had a recent win 16-3 against BIG, I think it was. So it was it was good for us. The veto was good for us immediately when it started rolling with their pick. We were really confident.
So are you just still like loaded up on caffeine right now? Like you didn't even burn any calories. Like you're still feeling ready to go. You're gonna stream some Dark Souls after this. What's going on?
I mean, no, it was definitely a hard game. There's no easy game in the tournament, such as Flashpoint and any other Tier 1 teams. So we're just going to get some rest and fight for against Anonymous on Thursday. So we got to prepare for that.
Thoughts on Anonymous? What are your thoughts on them?
I don't know. I mean, today we watched a game against an IP, and they were impressively good with some of their players individually. It was kind of nice to see players, pop off against an IP and spoil the debut for Device. They were a huge underdog, and after first map it was obvious, but then they brought it back insanely. So I'm really looking forward for the actual game against them.
Yeah, nobody except Big Brain Launders here predicted that Anonymous was going to be going through. So was that a surprise for you, Stiko, to see them taking down NIP?
It was hard for me. I obviously wanted to. We were cheering a little bit for Anonymous just because of the easier bracket potentially if we win. Obviously, it's going to be paper-based, lesser known team, worse team probably, but they made a good effort today. So if we underestimate them, maybe we'll end up just like an IP did today. So we have to prepare carefully.
Yeah, no underestimating indeed. Well, Stiko, wise words from you. We'll let you get on and celebrate that first victory here at Flashpoint 3. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Bye, Stiko. I love you.
Thank you, Stiko.
Thank you. I like you as well. A little.
Exactly.
He's not there with there.
I like
Basically
you,
a strict
man.
rejection, Launders.
That's like the I love you. I love spending time with you too.
Yeah. He just got friend zoned by Stiko. That's rough.
And I did the thing where you you propose on the jumbotron, so they have to say yes. You know what I mean? But it didn't even work. In front of everybody.
I enjoy your presence.
He's just gonna slide into your Twitter DMs later and be like, I didn't mean
send
it.
me a heart. Yeah, exactly. I'll never be able to rectify this publicly.
I didn't want to make you
really
feel
nice
bad
guy.
publicly,
Right.
but I'm not that into you, Launders.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, hopefully what can mend your heart, Launders, is you did win
At least
our
I'm
first
rich.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're rich in terms of our prediction points. So let's take a quick recap of that bracket to see exactly how it played out today, because we did start off with a huge upset, no less, coming into this one. And we can actually take a look at the scores on the doors as well. Wait, how is...
Clean my shoes, bitches.
Is that actually possible?
Yeah, what? I thought
How is it
would be
possible?
like-
Have you met me, Mao? You know what I can do on these
No, wait,
tables.
does this include the last FPX game, though?
I
No
don't
way.
know. I'm going to wait for production to
I
confirm
didn't
or
get that
deny
right.
that. Because I thought Launders would be right at the
Wait,
spot.
how could
Wait,
it-
No,
how did
because I
what
didn't
did you
get
fuck up on
this
the
is
other
gonna
day?
be
got one
yesterday.
wrong.
I picked FaZe, so that was one thing. I put a lot on FaZe. I put 750 on FaZe.
True.
But not to be
broke.
edgy, I just actually thought they were going to win.
I got every prediction right before today started.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
production have
Same.
confirmed that this includes the FPX game as
Okay.
well. Wait,
how
who
can
have
I-
the
how
highest?
can I
Wait.
How could I possibly
This
be
must
the
Clean
one
my
wrong?
shoes and make me
If it wasn't for the
breakfast.
first game,
I
would
want
literally
fresh
have one.
berries plucked from wild
They must
trees
have
in this bitch.
calculated as 500 on like the Vitality double pony game. That's the only
They
way
did
that
that?
this makes sense.
Oh, they calculated.
Double
I'm on to
pony.
you.
I didn't think we were doing
I'm
the
on
points
to
then.
you
I wasn't
guys.
even trying.
I'm on to you guys.
100%.
I picked double pony as well.
You're dealing with
Yeah,
a
so why are
beast.
you so low then?
Yeah,
Because-
production.
Well,
because
yeah, we're
he-
going to have to
I'm gonna need to see the
verify.
math.
He's
Yeah,
seven
yeah.
I need a
750 on phase
Look at these
yesterday.
guys.
Give me a
They're
spreadsheet
unbelievers.
right
This is
here.
why I've
I
got
need to see
double
it.
diamond. Look at my Steam profile.
Unreal.
Just put Bardol Steam into.
And then look at your
into-
face at level. All right.
Ooh.
Look, yeah.
Low.
Nothing to do with predictions, you scumbag. Go to my Steam profile.
I'm
You'll see
salty.
my
I'm
double
just
diamond
salty right now,
points.
man.
You really don't want to
You
do
get-
the forfeit.
I'm salty.
I'm Jesus level, mate.
What was the forfeit last time?
Sounds like
Oh,
I
there
die
were
on
a lot of
across every
forfeits.
game, basically.
There were what did we do as a forfeit? James had to dance to a Star Wars song.
Don't remember that. Sorry.
Semler was a clown.
And
then all the bottom half people for the playoffs were supposed to do a song together, a choral
yeah.
song, and then that never happened.
yeah, I mean, we could probably do that here. I don't want to do it, but we
can't
could
sing-
probably
I
do
can't
it
sing
here.
Why
That's a
did you suggest it?
I bet you can.
We
Believe in
made
yourself.
up a whole
I don't.
damn song. And
I
it was
bet you
actually
can
really
if you drink
good.
enough Swedish gambles.
Yeah, if you're willing to hang out and make me these, I'll drink them all, never one and do whatever you want me to do.
Well, we do want you to do something else, Launders. We want you to paint a rock.
right,
so have
I'll
you
do that.
decided on which team
No.
you're going to be painting?
I was going to pick NIP until today's results.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't.
Don't you think you
Make
should
it
still
sense.
pick NIP? Because the idea is rock bottom, right? So it's who's going to be eliminated first. So now they're in the
But do
lower
you
bracket.
think that Hyenas will
Because they
beat
play.
them?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna win their next game probably. That's the only thing for sure.
There's
So
no way.
who does that leave for you?
It leaves.
Now that we know all the lower bracket matches,
You
as
can get
well,
I
complexity or
guess
phase.
complexity is probably the one.
Yeah.
Phase.
Because I'm not gonna pick against phase right now, but complexity. The problem was that big just always eat complexity alive. That's the only
Yeah.
issue for me. So I don't know if they actually looked bad or if that was a.
Well,
a
maybe
one-off
pick
thing, but I
phase
think I'm
because
going to-
they fucked up your prediction points.
They did.
Their
man.
revenge.
I did believe in them, and then they
Yeah.
let me down. That's for sure. I'm gonna paint it and show you.
Okay.
Take
a
well,
good
the
look at
rocks
that
are
vitality rock.
under the desk, just there. I think
Okay.
all the arts and crafts stuff should be there.
Here you go.
James, you come and sit down.
This is now the champion.
You're not getting too rowdy.
chair.
You.
Oh, okay.
I think my chair should be coloured differently to everyone
Should
else.
be a gold chair.
This is a
I don't know where
champion
the I don't know where the
How
brushes
long
are.
my
Here we
legs
go.
are, man.
Here
It's
we go.
outstanding.
Look at
Leg review. Last
some
time
nice
we had a
legs.
butt review.
Yeah.
This time, leg review.
With good legs comes a good butt, right? And I've got great bloody legs, you know.
what kind of pants are you wearing?
These are jeans. These are trousers.
What
Excuse me.
yeah, what brand?
Oh,
What brand pants?
Levi's.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I actually tore the crotch of these.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Don't
face
look
the,
at
why,
the
why don't you face the camera so that everybody no, don't.
Well, like-
don't. We don't want to get suspended.
What's that film with the woman? Never mind. I got new ones in the post, yeah.
Babel. Actually, the film is Babel.
They've got thick ass thighs,
Yeah.
Maui.
Okay.
This has got. Which one's my drink? Did you move one of these?
Yeah, I moved Launders away from you, so this is yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I mean,
got
made sure that
confused.
you wouldn't
I mean,
accidentally get
for all
that.
I know, this circle rotates. I don't know.
It's a
what's going
lazy
on.
Susan, as a matter of fact. So who knows which one's which?
Oh my god! Please stop.
Well, whilst Launders paints his rock, I think we've got some business to take care of in terms of a map tier list. Because Maui, I know you're a little bit pissed at me. for what I put up on Twitter the other day, most people were pretty pissed at me in terms of how I rank the maps. Overpass being, I believe you've got the tweet that we can bring up in just a second. But you were kind of pissed. So we're going to give everybody a chance to maybe change the tier list.
it's
We're
a
going to
roast
create
of
a
Freya.
joint one. Yeah.
Roast of Freya's tier list right now.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get it up. There we go. Overpass is D tier for me.
What?
Yeah.
Are you
sorry.
serious?
This is a
Okay,
crime
so-
against Counter-Strike.
Okay, hear me out. This is maps playing. I'm not talking about watching. Watching is a completely different story. But in
Oh.
terms of playing maps, fuck Overpass.
I need some reason,
Wow.
Freya.
Yeah. Okay, I played short on B, so maybe that might be why.
That's where Stewie plays. That's where Buster
And
plays.
I'm not
That's
Stewie.
where
I'm not Buster.
a lot of people that have a lot of fun
Maui,
play
you
there.
seen me?
Yeah, I played it. Like,
Lex plays
I
it.
love Overpass. Overpass is the
Really?
best map.
That's my favorite
Fucking
map.
hate it.
Overpass is by far
It's everyone's
my
favorite map.
It's
Who
by
are
far
you?
my favorite map.
And then Nuke is also C tier, which I know is
No,
a hot
my
take.
God.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
God.
I can't believe it.
So we're going to give you guys a chance to maybe change the tier list, and we're going to
Okay.
create our own. We have to agree on it as well.
Well, I think there's going to be a problem then.
No, we need
I'm
to figure
removing
out.
myself from the equation.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You said we had to agree.
Turn it upside down.
So
You've
first
got a
off-
pretty good look.
Yeah,
First off-
actually, straight up upside down is
What,
not bad.
Inferno D tier? You fucking
Yeah,
serious?
okay, I wouldn't do
see?
that.
No,
Yeah.
I've posted mine before, actually.
Okay, first of all, Nuke has to be up there with Overpass in the A or S tier.
Yeah,
Correct. Correct take.
Yeah,
All right.
that's good. Overpass
Bearing
is
in mind this is playing, okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
this
playing.
isn't watching.
No,
this
do
is
the
playing.
watching one.
playing and
Oh,
watching.
totally
Just combine.
watching.
Combine, yeah.
Okay, combined. Yeah. Fuck
Okay,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Combine everything.
Well, Vertigo's D tier then.
Vertigo's D tier.
Vertigo's,
Back.
Vertigo's the worst.
Yeah.
Because we saw some basic strats today, right? But like, the problem with the A bomb site is that it's not long enough. So you have walls of smokes, loads of spraying through the smoke, and some repetition. The stronger teams are more technical with it, but I feel like we see too much of that, and it doesn't really make for compelling viewing from a spectator point of view. So that's my issue with Vertigo, is that it's not engaging to watch. You can't see like the demonstration of skill that you can see on other maps.
I think my biggest complaint, one of my biggest complaints with Vertigo, have a bunch, but one is that pushing A or B, flanking is not good as a CT, and you're not rewarded for making a very what is normally on other maps a calculated risk. If you flank on nearly every other map, you walk out of that and you're just you're behind all the T's and you just get a cruel spray down. But they can just jump spot you from the sandbags on the A ramp, and it's just like, okay, I flanked you guys. but you guys spotted me, and now I'm just in a bad position. I should have just retake normally.
And you have to walk the whole rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're more below them than behind them.
Yeah.
And so, again, the peaking thing is an issue, and
But Vertigo's
sound
like
everywhere.
Vertigo's
is a
like
problem.
fun to pug, right? Like I enjoy playing it, but I feel like competitively it looks stupid.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think
Okay, so Vertigo is C tier, are we saying?
D.
D tier.
D tier.
D.
Sure, it's awful.
Okay. Okay, so
compromise is
It's
D,
literally
not F.
under construction.
Yeah.
So
Right.
until they figure that out, I don't know.
it's true.
They need to build a
so-
building next to it, so it's long enough.
What if they added like a sky train like overpass to add some flavor? You know, maybe a functioning elevator.
They're not going to touch
Ooh.
it anymore. They've
Okay.
given up on it.
Okay,
They're working on Ancient now, as they should be.
that's fair.
yeah, as they
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Anything else going in the D tier?
Can we
Anybody
see? Can we have
else?
the sheets up?
Dust
back up.
2.
Dust
never
2,
seen these
Dust
maps
2 in
before.
D tier.
should. Dust 2 is a C tier.
C, okay, fine. It's a hard
It's a
C.
C.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
it's a hard.
Okay, so just Vertigo in D tier.
Yeah.
We move up to C tier. We're all agreeing Dust 2.
Dust
goes
2
in-
and D.
Dust,
C, sorry,
Dust 2
Really?
C.
Yeah,
That makes
C.
me sad.
All
I
good.
think Mirage has replaced Dust 2 in the Dust 2 slot of the map pool. If you know what I
It
mean.
was, yeah. It's the common ground.
It's
but it's a much
expendable
better
now.
map than Dust 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
like,
agree with that. Yeah.
There's just
I think
more-
a community map could replace Dust 2.
yeah.
I don't know why they hate on the community maps.
You know,
because
Dust
we have
2
so
is a-
many.
Cash could
being
replace
created.
Dust.
On Dust
yeah,
2,
no,
the
I'm
creator
here
of
for
Dust
that.
2 said that back in the day, he just didn't know what to do with Long when he came to finishing Long A, so he just made it. He just left it, and it was just long. Like it's just this long straight shot that he just didn't had any ingenuity to because he didn't know what to do with it. So that's what we're left with, like literally someone
stroke
running out of ideas.
Of genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, accidental genius. I don't mind that.
Is there anything else joining Dust 2 in C tier?
Is
No.
Cash up there?
I don't.
No,
Cash
this
would
is
be
just
C tier.
I think we would
competitive.
consider that one
just
of the maps,
competitive
right?
pools.
Okay.
Just
so,
a
so
7.
Ancients in there, or
So
No,
Are we-
no,
are we
no.
Train?
Yeah.
Train's still in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving to
We'll ask
B.
about
Ancient
Ancient
is
at the
like
end.
Train then.
underdeveloped baby right now, so I don't think it'd be
Yeah.
fair to put it in there. You know?
okay.
What about Train?
I think
Yeah, where's Train going? Considering
least
RIP.
B.
At
At
least
least
B.
B.
Yeah.
I think Train has an A argument.
I would.
Oh, I
would
agree.
put Train if it were my list at A,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's
What
or,
do-
like, the
Our
community
list.
opinion.
If we
Yeah.
can all
Yeah, but it's
agree.
our opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it's the community opinion, I don't think
And
it's.
But it's
Anybody-
our opinion.
Okay, well then, would you put Train in A?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Train
A.
A.
I love playing
Yeah.
Train.
Train A.
I
A,
love
A
yeah.
gang?
A.
Yes.
A.
Launders is jumping at this
A, A, A.
opportunity to
Lex,
manipulate
though?
everybody.
C or a D for me. I can't
Oh,
stand watching Train.
Man.
But
Well, your vote's
Don't
overridden.
care plus
Sorry.
ratio.
It's
It's
fine.
going
Overrule
into
it.
A tier.
Overruled. A tier. Train.
I love Train.
I love
Well,
Train
we've
too.
we've skipped out on B tier. So what's
Okay.
going in B tier?
Okay, B tier. I think that for me that's Inferno and Mirage. Actually, I put Inferno and Mirage both in B tier.
Really?
Yeah.
well, we're talking about watchability,
take?
okay? You just put Train in A, one of the more difficult maps to enjoy watching. I think you got to at least consider.
I think it's fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
Okay.
I think
I mean,
it's
we had a
fun.
long
Yeah.
conversation. Was it with you both about how like ladder takes and
I
outside
think
takes were chaotic and
Ladder is like its
chaos
own
is
little
good.
meta.
Okay.
It's its own little thing. And
sure.
some of the people that are in Ladder, like Tessus, I mean, he makes that place look
Changing
like it
our
has the most
opinions
dynamic
once
spot. And
more.
Tessus and Frozen are both really fun to watch at Ladder. I'll say that.
I think
yeah,
it's a
but
good
what
point
about from
though.
the T side though? The dropping is kind of like, it gets so messy
Yeah.
now.
I think it's a good
You
point.
don't like totem poles?
People
like-
are dropping like the entire toolbox down ladder just to sell
We
a
can't-
fake so
we
they can
can't put
ass peek with
Train
a
above
two-player
Mirage in
stack.
terms of viewability.
no way.
No.
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 Or
you're right.
Inferno,
So we might have to put it
surely.
towards B.
Wait, is this
Okay.
a watching
No,
or playing?
no.
Just
But
for some reason.
It's combined.
combined.
Okay, it's combined. Yeah.
So my
Might have to be
issue,
B.
my issue with Train is the ladder room, just
Yeah.
because from a viewability perspective, it makes no fucking sense what's going
Thank
on. Like I can
you.
appreciate it tactically,
Yeah.
right? But
Back me up.
I think for the average human being, it's probably one of the most confusing areas of any map of Counter-Strike.
With the
You know what I
ladder.
think must be confusing for viewers? When at the beginning of the round, a T runs down half the ladder, throws a Molotov, then goes back up the
That's a
ladder.
weird
I think a new guy's like, what on earth is going on?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
doesn't he just go down the ladder?
Why isn't he just?
It looks,
why is he
it looks really
flaming his feet?
So,
confusing.
Yeah,
so
no,
are
that's
we demoting?
I think we've got to
Train?
demote it, yeah.
Wait, what are we from A?
I mean, and he's
That's
on
why
his
I
way
threw it
out
into
as
D.
well.
Viewability reasons.
Got to tank the average a bit to give it a reasonable rating. If you're passionate about
Wait,
Train, that's
if we,
fine.
If we put
but-
it in B, what's it with again?
Well, we don't know.
Well, Mirage
haven't
is
done
above
it.
it.
Haven't
We've
got
done this
there.
incredibly slowly. So,
Okay.
okay, right, Train
we still have
B.
4 more maps.
What else? What else is in B? Is anything else in B?
If we're putting Train in B,
I don't have anything else in B.
Well, this is a good place for like a. I mean, we put Dust 2 in C, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we've got Vertigo D, Dust 2C, Train B. What else is going in B?
nothing.
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 It's
Okay,
alone.
so we move up to A.
Yeah.
Mirage is an A.
Inferno's
yes,
an A.
100%.
Inferno and Mirage are A's for me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah. Anybody?
And
Anybody
Overpass,
disagree
yes.
or forever hold your peace?
Overpass.
Agree.
I think
Agree.
Overpass could be
Inferno
in
is a
here.
classic. It's just a big match map.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
is. It always
Yeah.
is.
Which
Yeah.
is
It's
why
kinda-
I put
They're
it
trying
in
to build the
S.
pyramids, but they're running out of clay, James.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at the time.
So where is Nuke going?
Thank you, Maui.
Nuke's got to be an S.
So it's
Nuke
Nuke
in
and
S tier?
Overpass.
S, baby.
In S.
S.
I think
Fuck
viewability. If we're doing the viewability
yeah,
argument, I
I
think
gotta-
Nuke might be A.
Yeah.
Nuke is definitely
It can't
S
be
in my
bigger
heart,
than-
but it can't be that high. There's
Yeah.
no way.
It can't be hard. Do you know what? Inferno might have to be S, to be honest.
Yes, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah.
I think
For
Nuke is A
viewability,
and
I guess,
Inferno
yeah.
is S.
Most classic
Yes.
maps probably
If
ever.
we just switch this all to viewability.
I think we need to bump
kind of
train
are.
up a little bit.
That's what it's
No,
all
it's
about.
a great
combo.
maps on
That's what it's
train.
all about.
yeah.
I
lot
think
of
we
great
put
maps.
Train back up to A.
I feel like
We gotta
Nuke
get- yeah,
can't be
yeah.
above Inferno.
But we have to have something in B.
So by default, Inferno is S. because
So
of
we've
Nuke.
got
Nuke switches it
Inferno,
up.
Yeah, facts.
Inferno and Overpass in S, Mirage and Train in A.
I don't like this
Yeah.
list. If Nuke isn't up there with
B
the rest of them,
is no wait. Nuke is an A.
Nuke is S or A, right?
it's got to be S.
S
It's got to
or
be
A.
S. It's got to be S.
Nuke has got to be.
But
S.
viewability.
It just has to be all overall.
Why?
Cultural impact.
Why? Cultural impact.
Cultural impact.
What, the isotopes?
D Nuke has transcended Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it does. It has.
I get random people on the street walking up to me say, "Hey, are you Maui Snake?" I love Nuke.
I love Nuke.
I love that map. Everything about it.
I was in LA the other day, and there was a guy with like a Nuke T-shirt that just passed me on the
Say less.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I have a nuke
I
pin.
just like pointed.
Okay,
at
then
me
it's
and he
S
winked at
tier.
me.
Yeah,
Then this is
that's
it.
This is propaganda.
Bros for life.
This is
James is
dictatorship
gone.
country propaganda levels of nonsense. But
Well,
I'm just gonna peace out.
I'm
and
going to
you guys
leave
it.
production to create whatever we've decided. I mean, they can have
I
the final
complain?
vote.
What kind of leadership is this,
Can I,
Freya?
can I complain? Can I complain about the list itself as being an S tier? Because if we were going to do like the weeb S tier shit, we'd be in Valorant, right? So A is definitely the highest.
Wow.
Oh.
And also, we
I
can't
have-
have we can't have grade inflation, so we need an F on there too.
No, we need
F is
we
Vertigo.
Need, we need S tier, man. I'm from FGC as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got S tier and FGC.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of why? Japan.
It's Japanese arcade.
Because of Guilty
But that's
Gear.
not even weeb. That's part of the culture. I have a battle card from the Tokyo arcades at home, so I make it legit. You know, my presence makes it legit.
Your presence is a present.
Launders, how's the rock?
Absolutely.
It's done.
And as the
Oh.
leader of the leaderboard,
Show
I
us.
think
Yeah, we
you
can't
know,
have 3 S tiers.
Oh,
It's just
wow,
actually,
okay.
It can't be this top heavy.
Yeah.
But we love
That's what you guys-
Counter-Strike.
When you bumped up
Oh,
train,
you
this
have
is
to
what
have
you
one
did.
in every
I don't want to
tier,
hear
though.
No,
right?
we put train in B. I thought we put train in
Oh
B.
no! Freya made the.
I don't think we can put train in
call
B,
to
though.
go ahead
I
and
don't-
bump it
Okay,
up
yeah,
to A.
S tier needs to be more
I mean,
special.
he's
We
gonna
need a
die
unicorn.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had a unicorn for S tier, what is the unicorn?
And we have to have
Inferno.
Overpass.
I think it's over.
The only thing in S tier is Overpass, in my opinion.
I think it's
Maybe
Overpass.
Inferno.
No,
I
No,
like the
Inferno,
called there,
100%
though.
Inferno.
All right, hear me out.
I
We
love
got to put
watching
Vertigo in B.
Overpass and Inferno. Yeah.
What did you say?
God.
Vertigo
We got to
and
put Vertigo in B.
Some men
Can we
just-
cut his mic?
I kind of like Vertigo.
I agree with you,
I kind of like
Launders.
Vertigo.
I
I kind of like
agree.
Vertigo. It's changed. Time's changed.
Anybody else want to come over?
I'm done being hard-headed
5
about
minutes
this.
ago, you didn't like it.
Launders has discredited himself.
Well, maybe Twitter can help us out as well. If you disagree with this, or if you agree with this, make sure you go
Hold on
over
a
to
second.
at
We
Flashpoint.
actually-
I'm
hold
sure
on a
we'll
second.
tweet it out because I'm not totally sure that this is what we've agreed on. But
I mean, this was originally just going to be a question for Launders, but this is for everybody. 1 year from now, where do we put Ancient? And obviously,
Ooh.
like putting it in D or an F
S.
tier is just such an easy answer. But
B. I think it's B.
yeah,
Hey,
we've got. A
I have no
spot
words
in
for you. I don't
B
need
as
any
well.
words.
you played
The
it
words
with
are
me.
in
It
your
was
face.
fun.
yes.
Yeah, but you know,
Everything's getting wider too. That's the main issue.
Yeah.
And they've been widening everything.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. Like,
It was a bit cramped. They widened Donut. They brightened it actually
Right.
too.
What about Jaguar?
They made it a little brighter.
I'm not ready to judge Ancient yet.
All right. What about
Needs more time.
Anubis?
I mean, like,
I
You
think
love
I
Anubis.
think fucking Anubis should have been.
Oh, Anubis is was better than Ancient.
never played it.
Right?
Yeah, it's better.
Anubis is
I casted a show match
excellent
between
map.
Big and NIP on Anubis, and Threat, Gabi, Alt, me. All our masterminds came together.
Yeah.
And we're like, this mid is worthless. It's a worthless middle because it's like 5. It's like actually like walking
bridge?
into a Valorant map because you like cross
about to
it.
say,
You have
is
to
it a
look
Valorant map?
all left, all right. Then you have to cross another doorway, all left, all right. It's just like there's actually 6 unclearable angles basically. It's not cool.
You got
The
your
mid's-
names
Launders.
down.
the mid's not
You
useful.
You
The
could
mid's not-
work on it though.
Yeah.
They could,
No.
yeah, they can improve it.
It's like a show
great
match on a
design.
new map. Like no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know, so you can't really like. I don't
They had
get-
strats for
people-
Aztec in that show match.
Threat would have.
But
been
Aztec
executed.
is not. You know, Aztec is a very old map.
Throwback.
Aztec
yeah, I could
sucks.
show you
Right.
Aztec strats right now.
Yeah.
You were watching.
I used to
them.
love playing Aztec.
Let's
on
bring
Yeah.
back Aztec.
servers.
Yeah, but it's a bad map.
But
It's
it's
so
a bad map.
Yeah,
It's like a Dust One. It's like
love
Dust
playing
One.
Yeah, it's the
It's
best.
like Dust One.
It was
It's
the
really
best
bad.
map, but it
I
was
like playing
bad.
Dust One as well.
Yeah,
I also like Dust. Just gonna say.
Yeah.
That's
We
right.
played like ESEA. I told you guys this. Like season 12, 13, first seasons of CS:GO had both those maps in it.
Oh.
I had like triple OT games. I liked them. Whatever, man.
I miss when you
like
could go into
D-Rap.
the skybox of Dust.
Yeah,
CT
you could
spawn.
get up there.
Jump in the boxes and just like be stuck.
You guys wanna
I
see
was
my
so
rock?
happy. I feel like I achieved
I
something.
wanted to see
Yeah,
the
let's
rock.
see
Yeah,
the
no,
number one.
we want to see the rock. Right, let's show you rock. Oh, you did go with complexity.
You zoom in on that.
That's pretty fucking
Is
good.
it good?
Yeah.
What a star.
That's like close to Monty's level from
Don't
Sprout.
insult me.
Nah.
Don't insult me.
Excuse
What a
me.
massive
Okay,
forehead.
I complimented your sprouts. Okay, it's definitely like, it looks like somebody painted a different.
That looks
other
like
half.
Patrick Star blue.
Yeah.
You should put some little.
I feel like Patrick
Yeah,
Star
put
when
some
I
pants
paint.
on it.
Yeah.
Launders, what map did you get your ace on this morning? Or the one from last night, I guess, but the clip from this morning that I was talking about.
I got an ace.
Yeah, your 4K. Your sick 4K.
Oh, that was a grind.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Not one of the relevant maps.
All those clips on when they make the front page of CS:GO Reddit, they're normally like very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he
Where
just
it's like
dies.
the grand speech. We're gonna do all this stuff, guys, and just runs through a smoke and just like dead. It's fantastic.
And now we've only got Semler left to do rock bottom as well. And I'm wondering what he's going to go. Considering we've had all our opening round matchups now, who do you think maybe is the one left that somebody hasn't picked that we potentially should have picked?
Fnatic.
Mouse?
No, I picked
they don't.
Fnatic.
You did?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FaZe maybe?
It has to be FaZe or OG, actually.
Yeah.
It actually
no, it
just
actually
has
does.
to be.
Yeah, I guess FaZe is
It
the,
has to
Yeah.
be FaZe then.
the only questionable. They almost, jog my memory, they almost beat G2, right? It was close on the last
They
map.
could have 2-0.
Yeah.
It wasn't close on
not
map
close
3.
on the last map.
Map 1 and
it
2 are
It
close.
was-
Okay.
How do we
Close
pick
on one.
the first team out though? Is it like subject to schedule?
Yes.
Or is it?
What?
It is kind of subject to. We're fine tuning the details of this challenge.
Okay,
We
it's
have
going to be
to
like
go
more
by
than
who
one.
lost
Last place.
worst.
Just last place.
Yeah, I
That
think
should be
it's. I
joint
think it's
last,
whoever is out last.
It's going to be
Okay.
like.
So we
14.
can all. Yeah, but
Yeah,
so,
14.
somebody's team isn't going to go out. Well, 3 of our teams aren't going to go out. If we're thinking of this logic.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
4 winners of this and 3 losers of this.
Exactly.
Is it
yeah.
possible to
What's the
win
other
or
four?
lose this competition, or
We just
I
make
don't
shit
know.
up as we
Yeah.
go along.
We'll
honestly.
find out, man.
This
We'll
wasn't
find out.
this part wasn't planned.
Maybe I don't know.
We'll figure that out later.
Well, there will be some winners and losers. We're moving on to our games tomorrow, and it is the first round of elimination. And these are going to be some scary games. We've got Vitality and OG and Complexity and Fnatic tomorrow. And looking at this as our losers bracket matchups, they're like, this is crazy, guys.
Looking real confident
Holy
with my
shit.
Vitality pick for the first one out.
I want to see
You stole it from
JW
me.
walking.
I wanted that one.
Stolen.
Do you think they're going to be going out to OG then? Do you think from what we saw from OG in terms of what they put up against Astralis, do you think Vitality are gone?
I think if you ask anyone out here, OG are the favorites in that matchup right now, and I can't imagine Vitality and Kyojin just
On the bright-
find a way.
On the bright side, Vitality can't play worse than they did last time, so.
We'll see.
They really can't. Like,
I agree.
Kyojin and Masuta look like their monitors were off for about half the rounds.
Oh my
Like,
God.
They say worse than
savage.
throwing at this point.
But true.
Well, that is going to be coming up tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for joining us at the Blind Spot. And make sure you tune back in tomorrow for our losers bracket matchups. 2 of these teams are going to be going home and they're out of Flashpoint 3. So make sure you join us same place, same time tomorrow.
Peace.